You're listening to Carolina Forest Panther Football on the Carolina Forest Panther Football Network, and it starts right now.
Good evening and welcome to Carolina Forest Panther Football here on the Carolina Forest Panther Football Network. As it is the second round of the SCHSL playoff, the Panthers host the West Ashley Wildcats and try to advance to the lower state semifinals next week. Panthers come into this game with an 8-3 record, West Ashley with a 6-5 record. And the winner of this game will be facing off against the winner of Berkeley at Somerville tonight. We'll have all the updates for that game as well. But first, the Panthers have to get through the Wildcats. Like I mentioned, my name is Brandon Biskobing. I'll be bringing you all the action. And joining me as usual, Preston Payne. And Preston, this is one of those games. Yes, it's the playoffs, but how much do you have to worry about this potentially being a trap game?
None. Because if your coach coaches you right, there is absolutely nothing that should go past you in this game.
Yeah.
You're not even looking to a Somerville team because, in my eyes, you've already played Somerville. You already know what you're going to expect. So you're not trying to look ahead or game plan for them already. You've already game planned for them. I think Mark Morris has got these boys ready. And if I'm being honest with you, I think this is the most ready conference.
This is the best they've looked over the last few weeks, going through this 8-game winning streak. Or 7-game winning streak, now, trying to extend it to 8 now. This has been the strongest they've looked all season.
It's by far. And when you're coming off of a game where your leading running back is coming off of injury, like Khalil Johnson was coming off of injury, obviously not a sustained one because he played last week, but he's coming off an injury last week where you don't know how he's going to look, you don't know how he's going to perform. How about 15 yards a carry for Khalil Johnson last week? That's absolutely insane, and you combine that with the touchdown, and then the 2 passing touchdowns by Ethan Hamilton last week. Just all around, just a really good game. And I was talking with just a whole bunch of people who come to the games often and watch the games all the time. And it's like with Ethan Hamilton, his passes are just a few inches off. If he can bring it down just a little, like bring the height of his balls down a little bit, it would be beautiful for this passing game.
Well, and we talked about it over the last couple of weeks, and he's shown it over the last couple of weeks. You mentioned he threw 2 touchdowns last week. He ran for 2 touchdowns last week as well. This offense, now with Ethan Hamilton starting to become a better passer over the weeks, it's become a much more dynamic, much more well-rounded offense where you're not completely reliant on the run.
No, and it's – so last week we saw – on one of Ethan Hamilton's passing touchdowns, we saw them get to the 3 or 4 yard line.
Yeah.
And – usually you see speed option or a power run with Ethan Hamilton or something along those lines. We threw it back to last year's offense, and Finian Mahood ran a slant.
Yeah.
And that scored the touchdown. It's little things like that where if you can give in the red zone because of how short the field is already, if you can give the defense another look, we're going to actually throw the slant in this situation, that is huge for an offense, even if it's just one passing play where you can go play action and have the linebackers get sucked up.
Especially now, obviously, we're focused on this game this week, but especially for next week, if you are playing Somerville again, having that second wrinkle that they haven't seen yet.
So what I just learned is that you would not be a very good head coach because you're already looking to next week.
Well, no. I'm just saying. I know we're focused on this game, but I'm just saying talking about the passing game becoming better. it certainly helps the Panthers, not just in this game, but looking forward to next week as well.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned, Khalil Johnson scoring the touchdown only ran for 108 yards, but that was partially because he only really was in the game for 3 quarters.
Well, and he also only had 7 carries. He wasn't the leading ball carrier last week. Christopher Livingston still carried those main ball carrier duties, and with 12 carries, Christopher Livingston had 59 yards as well with the touchdown. But it seemed as though last week Ethan Hamilton was getting the goal line carries, and which is kind of interesting because it's usually Livingston, and Livingston's been the featured back. This week, we talked about this a lot last week at the end of last week's game was, do we see a little bit of a flip of that? Do we see Khalil Johnson get 12 to 15 carries and have Livingston be that 7-carry guy as the change of pace? I would argue yes, but you know the old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, exactly. But that's another thing that we've seen over the last couple of weeks especially, and it's partially been because of Khalil Johnson's injury, but the running game has become much more well-rounded where you see them mixing in you're mixing in Khalil Johnson, you're mixing in you're mixing in Livingston, you're mixing in Jaron Fox as well. So it's all 3. We haven't seen Jaron Fox over the last couple of weeks, which I'm wondering if there's an injury on that front.
Or this could just be them trying to consolidate rushes in between two. Because Livingston is a junior and Jaron Fox is a sophomore, right?
Yes.
So maybe it's that they're trying to consolidate the carries in between maybe 2 or 3 people instead of 4 or 5. And honestly, it's been a good formula for the past 2 weeks, but it'll be interesting to see because I think this West Ashley team is definitely better than St. James, who we've seen the past couple weeks.
Yes, West Ashley, which it's to be expected.
Right.
Each week throughout the playoffs, as you get further in, it's going to be against better and better teams. Obviously, St. James was an at-large bid, only won a couple of games on the season, so it's not really all that surprising. Whereas West Ashley had a winning record, or actually was 5-5 in the regular season, and then was able to pull off not a full-on upset because Goose Creek isn't exactly the best team over there in Region 7. Region 7.
Yeah.
But it's still, a bit of an upset win, them being Goose Creek on the road 30-21 last week.
And what's interesting about that was they went into halftime down, or they went into the second quarter down 14-0.
Yeah.
And it was interesting to see just the Twitter updates as 14-14, 21-21. And then all of a sudden, West Ashley breaks away in that game, and West Ashley's able to put it away. It's going to be interesting with how the defense holds up, and also how they divvy up the running back carries. Those 2 things is what I want to see in this game. Is do they carry with Khalil Johnson, or do they split it up like they have been the past couple weeks?
We've got the national anthem coming our way, so we'll take a quick break and come right back with some final thoughts and get you ready for kickoff here on the Carolina Forest Panther Football Network.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Tony McAfee, right here in Carolina Forest, can switch you over so you can start saving today. Tony and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With Tony McAfee, it's easy to switch and save. Just give him a call. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Comfort Dog Grooming Salon has been part of the Carolina Forest community pet grooming needs with quality and loving care for your pets for over 15 years. Large, medium, or small, they groom them all. They've always accepted new clients, and rebooking is easy. With 31 years experience with their staff, they're up to date on techniques and safety standards for all breeds, and the medical distance are no problem. They're active in your community with youth sports and lending a helping hand. Call them to be a part of the family with your furry friend. 843-903-4554 or at ComfortDogSalon.com or just stop by with your furry friend at 4006 Postal Way, Myrtle Beach.
Welcome back as we are just a few moments away from kickoff in this second round matchup between the Panthers and the West Ashley Wildcats. And before we get into this game, looking at West Ashley's schedule and their record, didn't play any, well, actually played Somerville. That was the only common opponent between these two teams. And West Ashley actually played Somerville pretty strong as well, only losing by 18 points, which was just a couple of points more than the Panthers lost by. So, I know you're not a big fan of the transitive property, but, one thing to look at there.
I mean, but even if you want to look at transitive property, it was an 18-point margin of victory for Somerville. Somerville only won by 7 against us. So even if you want to take transitive property,
it's still good. It still definitely favors Carolina Forest.
So I kind of touched on my keys to the game. I would say consolidate some more over the runs. I would say probably a healthy dose of Khalil Johnson, probably about 15 carries, maybe up to 20. Don't run him to the ground, and give a healthy dose of Livingston because of how well he's ran the ball the past couple of weeks. And then the defense, honestly, just to keep playing like they've played. They had 7 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, and the pick 6, and the fumble recovery. The pick 6 and the fumble recovery, both by Jamari Davis, who had a huge week last week.
Well, I think, and I was talking to Ian Guerin before the game about some of the players to watch for from West Ashley, and one that he mentioned, and it's another big matchup. This is going to be the big matchup tonight, I think. And I think considering how we've seen him play even better opponents, you have to imagine that it favors the Panthers. Is going to be, he mentioned Bristol Bygans on the defensive end, who plays that weak side, or the blind side over on the left side for West Ashley. So it's going to be Bygans on against McLean. Mm-hmm. So that matchup right there, if McLean can hold him at bay, which I think certainly McLean is capable of.
I mean, if you look back to the South Florence game, they had to move Amari Adams, who is literally who is Georgia,
the number 2 ranked.
I mean, he's literally at Georgia this week. So if they had to move Amari Adams away from Philip McLean, I think he can handle whoever they're lining him up against.
Yeah.
And my thing with this offense is going to be. Is it going to be big plays, or is it going to be a Sumter type game again where we just grind it out? And I mean, I think this team can win either way.
Yeah, well, that's what's great. That's what I was going to mention, is that it's no matter what kind of defense is thrown against this Panther team, at least during this 8-game winning streak, it's been the Panthers have been able to dominate no matter what. Even if, we talked about the Sumter game, they had negative offensive yards for the entirety of that second half up until the last drive, and they were still able to win that game.
And it's gonna be interesting. I'm ready for this game, to be honest with you. I don't know who won the toss.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Carolina Forest is going to receive first, so they'll be out on offense first. One more thing to notice, there's a little bit of a breeze, and it's not a huge wind, but you can definitely tell that the wind's moving. It's going from our right to the left, so just something to keep an eye on with kicking duties and stuff like that. It shouldn't affect J.J. Chaddick too much, but we don't know what type of, how good West Ashley's kicker is, so that will be just the something to keep an eye on if that gets worse throughout the night.
Yeah, I mean, like you mentioned, I don't think for J.J. Chaddick it will affect him much at all, and Carolina Forest is certainly hoping that they don't even need to worry about kicking any field goals, that the offense can move the ball well enough to where they're able to just score touchdowns, which they were able to do last week, no problem. Mm-hmm. So, for the last couple of weeks. So, I don't think that will cut. The only place that I think that may come into a factor is if Mark Morris decides to go with more of a passing game.
Yeah, and I mean, I wouldn't.
Which
see
I doubt.
Why you would throw
happen.
more than maybe 5 or 6 passes this game, unless you're down big.
As West Ashley places the ball on the tee, Jacob Adams will kick it away. And the Panthers will receive the ball to start off this game. Adams getting ready to kick it off. And the second round of the SCHSL playoffs is underway. It's a high kick, will go out of the end zone for a touchback. And the Panthers will get the ball at the 20-yard line to start things off. And like we mentioned, we'll keep track of the Somerville against Berkeley game throughout the night as well. That game doesn't start until 7:30. So it'll be another situation of this game will be over before that one is. But we'll keep that updated as that game starts later on this evening.
And we are seeing for the first time in what feels like forever a 2 running back set.
Yeah, 2 running back set here, 2 wide on the near side. Hamilton motions Ober into the H-back position, hands it off, and getting through the hole slightly, but getting taken down after a gain of 1 is Khalil Johnson. Kind of weird on those triple option plays. Usually Khalil Johnson, the pitch man, but this time around he is the handoff man. And he's not able to, no real hole for him to get through, and he just falls forward for a game 1.
Yeah, it's quite okay if you don't break a 75-yard touch or an 80-yard touchdown run every play.
They'll go regular shotgun set, heavy set this time, 1 wide on either side. They'll run the read option. Hamilton keeps himself. He's got to lay down the sideline. He's got 1 man to beat. He is gone. 20, 10, 5, touchdown Panthers.
Well, I just said it's okay if you don't run an 80-yard touchdown play. Well, you can run a 79-yard touchdown play if you want to. What an absolute run by Ethan Hamilton, able to get to the outside and just that's going to be the simplest touchdown he'll ever have. No broken tackles, just 1 read and he's gone.
Reverse Tony Romo?
Well, I would call that a reverse jinx.
Yes,
but
reverse jinx.
Whatever you want to call it, it's a touchdown.
It works. Panthers with a 79-yard touchdown run by Ethan Hamilton on a perfectly read read option. And J.J. Chaddock comes out to kick the extra point. The kick is up and oh no, it did go in. Never mind. It looked for a second like it bounced off the upright, but it does go in, and it is a 7-0 ball game with 11-10. 2 plays, 80 yards, 50 seconds.
Yeah, that's pretty efficient offense.
Yeah.
And I think we got the answer to the question that I had pregame was this going to be a grinded out type of game or was it going to be kind of a shootout? It's good. If the Panthers or if West Ashley keeps up with this, it's going to be a shootout.
Yeah, that's going to be the key. Based on how the offense went on that first drive, this game is going to either be an absolute blowout shellacking or it's going to be a shootout.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see as West Ashley gets set to get the ball for their first time tonight.
Well, that was a start.
That was quite the start.
And I also have the SC football stats guy. He's in Dutch. He's at Dutch Fork and White Knoll.
Okay, and
Fort Dorchester.
Oh, Fort Dorchester, White Knoll. Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Yeah, Fort Dorchester, White Knoll.
And then we'll also keep track of the Sumter Stratford game.
Although we said the wind wouldn't affect it, but J.J. Chaddock kicking into the wind just now, he did more of a pooch kick, something that we saw earlier in the year. So maybe it does affect Mark Morris's strategy of we're not going to send J.J. Chaddock to kick it deep as West Ashley's going to start right at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, so, maybe if he's kicking into the wind with the wind blowing towards him, he's going to just pooch it. Mm-hmm. But if the wind's at his back, then he'll boot it away. So the Wildcats will start with the ball at the 30-yard line. They'll go shotgun pistol to start off. 1 wide on either side. Snap, hands it off, and still on his feet and finally being brought down after a gain of 1 is Kevin Brown, the running back. Junior Jimenez gets the tackle.
And Junior Jimenez was not the first guy who touched him. He was not even close to the first guy who made contact with him. And that is the difference between this year's team and last year's team, and why I think this year's team could make a deeper run than last year's team. The defense is so much better at wrapping up and tackling.
Shotgun set, one wide on the other side. They'll run the jet sweep, handing it off, but only getting a gain. Well, maybe getting back to the line, maybe one, but Tyler Burnett with the carry on the jet sweep. They will say he got one, so it'll be 3rd and 8. And thus far, a running game for West Ashley that is not effective whatsoever. Panthers all over the running game.
And I've said it time and time again, 3rd and long is where this Panthers team has absolutely dominated against other opposing teams.
Shotgun set, they'll run the play action jet sweep. Stepping up into the pocket and trying to take it himself is Dunnian. And he'll get taken out to the 35-yard line. They'll say he got 3, and it'll be 4th and 5.
And a quick 3 and out from this Panthers defense.
And it's crazy you mentioned, this team could have a deeper run than it had last year. Last year they were able to make it to the lower state semifinals.
Yeah.
Still, even with, the issues that they had all season long. As punting it away, it's a high punt, and the Panthers will let it bounce. Great bounce for West Ashley, and it'll be downed at the 11-yard line. So Panthers' first drive had a 75 or an 80-yard drive. This time a little further, but but hey, maybe a 2-play 85-yard or 89-yard drive.
That would be ridiculous. I might lose my head. You might have to call the rest of the game solo.
The Panthers start with the ball once again, and only a little under 3 minutes coming off the clock in 2 drives already. Shotgun set, 1 wide on either side. Hamilton takes the snap, hands it off to Johnson. Johnson almost gets a hole, but gets tripped up at the 15-yard line for a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd and 6. If he didn't get tripped up, I think he was gone.
And this offensive line is opening up massive hole, and we've said it ever since since the winning streak started.
Yeah.
But especially since region play, it's been just a party
holes
of the
after
Reds.
holes.
It's been crazy.
Shotgun set, 1 wide on either side. Read option, Hamilton keeps it himself, this time not able to find much. Does get a gain of a couple, and it'll be 3rd and 4. So they make that 3rd and 3. They'll mark him down at the 18-yard line.
Not quite a 79-yard run, but
not quite.
That's okay.
Still averaging 40 yards a carry right now.
Right.
Shotgun set, 1 wide on the other side,
There's
a whistle is blown.
I think this is going on West Ashley. That's going to be offsides. That's going to give Forrest a first down.
Wait to see the official call.
Yeah, they're marching it forward.
And, yep, it's going to be an offsides on West Ashley, and that'll give the Panthers their first Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest first down of the evening.
Yeah, this game has the feeling that it's going to get it might get out of hand early if this defense plays like it just did on that 3 and out, and this offense is kind of just able to do whatever they want.
I'll wait until the end of this drive, assuming they score, but if they do, I have a question for you. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Hamilton hands it off to he keeps it himself actually, and gets taken down after a gain of 2, and it'll be 2nd and 8.
Definitely a miscommunication. Khalil Johnson thought he was getting just a
regular
halfback
handoff
dive up the middle, and Ethan Hamilton thought he was running a QB power, and all of a sudden they run into each other, and that was not beneficial to either party.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Hamilton takes a snap, speed option, keeps it himself, gets around a hole, trying to stay on his feet, and finally gets taken down. Kind of ran into his own offensive lineman there, but gets up to the 37-yard line, and that'll be enough for another Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest first down.
And Ethan Hamilton is already he is cementing his impact on this game already.
Yeah.
And just outside of that 79-yard touchdown run, he's had that 11-yard run and a few other runs that have got Carolina Forest ahead of the downs.
Shotgun set, one wide on either side. Hamilton takes a snap, hands it off to Johnson. Johnson tries to find a hole, but gets taken down after a gain of 2. And it'll be 2nd and 8 from the 39-yard line.
So that will be what I want to know. I want to see is, do the Panthers try to get that outside game working like they did on that Ethan Hamilton touchdown? Because while the holes have been opening up, they've been plentiful for this running game, they've showed up more on the outside than on the inside. And I wonder if that Mark Morris is going to see that and then go to those outside runs more.
Go with the speed option more often. Shotgun set, one wide on either side. Play action pass, throwing it deep on a post route and incomplete. Not sure who he was targeting because there were a couple of receivers in the area.
Yeah, Thane was in the area and Joe Ober they were both in the area. And again, again right there, it hits him in the hands, but it's just a little far for the receiver to go get it. And that right there is kind of been the sentiment that has been shared throughout this Carolina Forest team.
So they'll bring up a 3rd and 8 for the Panthers.
Okay, but why is the clock running? Am I lost?
I don't know. We've had clock issues this season all.
But they have actual officials now doing it.
I know.
They have SCHSL approved people doing it now. Maybe I'm just lost.
Shotgun set, one wide on either side. Hamilton takes a snap, hands it off to Johnson, and he gets held up in the backfield. That'll be a loss of 1 for Johnson, and it'll be 4th and 9, and the West Ashley defense holds them up.
Yeah, that's interesting. Again, run right up the middle for Khalil Johnson, and he wasn't able to get a big hole to break through, and that's what's going to happen sometimes.
And low snap for Hamilton. He is able to get the punt off. It'll be fair caught at the 38-yard line. And that's where West Ashley will start their second drive on offense with 5 minutes left to go in the first quarter. It's 7-0 Panthers. And I think that was a bit of a broadcaster's jinx on my part. I said after that drive.
I also said that they were doing whatever they want.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I think it was a little bit of both.
It was a little bit of both of us.
I won't let you take the blame for that all. But I won't say what I'm going to say because it'll be a jinx again.
Yeah.
I'll stop.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Read option for Dunnian. He spins out of a tackle. He's still on his feet and finally gets pulled down at the 40-yard line. And that'll be a West Ashley first down.
Just was able to break a couple tackles and spin out of a few. And that's, again, we've talked about the strength of this Carolina Forest team being able to wrap up runners, and right there just wasn't able to. That
play looked more like last year's defense.
Mm-hmm.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. They'll hand it off, and this time nowhere to go for Brown. And he'll only get a gain of a couple, and it'll be a 2nd and 8. Braylon Fernandez gets the tackle.
And it's between the tackles, like I was saying for West Ashley, this Carolina Forest defense thrives when people run in between the tackles on them. It's when they get to the outside is when big plays can tend to happen for this Carolina Forest defense.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Dunnian takes a snap, hands it off again, and finding a hole and going down the far sideline, and finally getting taken down at the 10-yard line is Brown.
There's a flag on the near
side.
There
is a flag, however. I believe this one's coming back.
It was thrown on the near side kind of away from the play, so I don't know what this would be.
We'll have to wait to see what the call is. Unsportsmanlike on Carolina Forest? I'm not sure what. what they saw. But either way, it doesn't.
It's going to be a first down for.
It was a first down anyway. They're not moving the ball at all, so
Whatever.
it's either way. It's a first and goal from the 9-yard line for West Ashley. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. They'll hand it off once again to Brown, and he'll get taken down at the 6-yard line. Actually make that the 7 for a gain of a couple. Braylon Fernandez again getting in for the tackle.
Yeah, both times Braylon Fernandez, and again, he's been around the ball a lot for this Carolina Forest team, and the same thing with Jared Serrato and Junior Jimenez. I could go on and on and on about people who have been on the ball for this Carolina Forest team.
Snap. They'll run the read option, and Dunnian gets taken down at the 3-yard line. And now this could be an opportunity for that bend but don't break Carolina Forest defense.
We've seen this time and time again. This Panthers team against Saukesty.
Yeah, that's a big one.
It's just been time and time again they've been able to get stops in the red zone. Realistically, against Sumter too. Sumter was the big one, as
I think
there's an injured Panther.
Oh, okay.
There's one. He's laying in the end zone. And I can't tell what the number is. It's an official timeout.
So they'll check on the injured Panther. We'll take a quick break and come right back with more Carolina Forest Panther football action. 7-0, Panthers in the lead in the first quarter.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Tony McAfee, right here in Carolina Forest, can switch you over so you can start saving today. Tony and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With Tony McAfee, it's easy to switch and save. Just give him a call. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Braylon Fernandez, the injured Panther, came up off the field a little limp, but luckily on his own power. So that's a good sign.
It's a good sign, but he immediately went to lay down on the sideline after he got to the sideline, so that's interesting.
They'll go pistol, hand it off, and trying to get through the pile and getting stuffed at the line is Brown. And that'll bring up a 4th down, and now the wind may come into play.
Yeah, but I think 4th and goal from the 2-yard line in high school
go
football,
for it
you
either
go for it either way. Either you don't get it and you pin them back, or you get the touchdown. But I would go for it either way. Whether my kicker was, I don't even know. Like if I was a kicker, I'd still go for it. And I can't kick a football to save my life. So.
We'll go shotgun set, 1 wide on either side.
They're going to throw the ball.
Oh, wow. They're going to. Oh, no. Stepping up into the pocket and running into the end zone himself is Dunnian. And that'll be a West Ashley touchdown. And with the extra point, this game will be all tied up.
Yeah, I thought that passing play call, it was a design pass.
Yeah.
It was a design pass. He was just able to step up. That's not the play call that I would have ran. Now, I don't know how good West Ashley's run game is. And actually, I do. They've gotten stuffed.
Yeah,
maybe that's why
they called the passing play. And well, it might have been a technically designed pass, but at the same time, they knew Dunnian could step up if there was an opening, as the extra point is up and good. And we are all tied up at 7 with 1:48 left to go in the first quarter. This game, I won't say the momentum has completely flipped, but
I mean both teams got stuffed on a possession, and both teams also were able to get a touchdown.
Yeah.
So.
But it went from when the Panthers were starting to move the ball in the second drive, you were thinking, oh, this could be a complete blowout. But now this game could be a much closer game than we originally thought.
Yeah, I mean West Ashley started slow last week. That's why they were down 14-0 at one point.
That's true.
So I wasn't expecting them to just go away.
Yeah.
But it is interesting to see how far this Carolina Forest team will go after this point. You know what I mean? Like, how will they respond to West Ashley finally waking up and putting some points on the board?
They'll get ready to kick it away. Jacob Adams getting ready to kick it off. It's a high kick, and the Panthers will just let it go out of the end zone for a touchback, and the Panthers will start with the ball on the 20.
And now this wind is swirling.
It's starting to pick up speed.
Starting to pick up speed, and it's not just going in one direction. Yeah. It's just swirling. Think of like Heinz Field type wind. It's just going around the entire stadium.
Panthers will start this drive with the two-back set. 2 wide on the near side and 2 running backs next to Ethan Hamilton. Hamilton motions Ober from far side to near side. They'll hand it off to Khalil Johnson. Khalil Johnson's got a lane. He will get taken down from behind at the 42-yard line, but not before he gets a Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest first down.
And a great run. And for the first Khalil Johnson run that I can say, that was a really good run by Khalil Johnson. He had been stuffed he hadn't had a carry of longer than 5 yards the entire game until that point. And that was huge from Khalil Johnson.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line. 2-back set once again, 2 wide on the near side. They'll motion Ober into the H-back position. Hands it off to Johnson again, this time not quite as big of a hole. And he'll get taken down at the 45-yard line for a gain of 2.
And not every run is going to be that big, towering run like we saw from Khalil Johnson the run before. It's good. Sometimes you're going to have a 2-3 yard gain. It's how you respond to get yourself back ahead of the downs. That's the main point that you want to have for if you're a coach.
Minute left to go in the first quarter, all tied up at 7 here at Panther Stadium. Shotgun set, 2 running back set again. 2 wide on the far side this time. Ober has moved over to the far side as well. They'll hand it off, and this time it is Livingston. Oh, no, actually Jaron Fox. First time we've seen him in a couple of weeks, and he'll get taken down at the West Ashley 48-yard line. And it'll be 3rd and inches.
That should end the first quarter, though. The game clock is actually no. I'm Carolina Forest setting up for one.
Yeah, they may try to run one more play. 10 seconds left to go on the game clock. They will run it. They'll hand it off to Fox, and he'll get stood up at the line of scrimmage. And they may actually say he lost a yard. They're going to say he got back to the line. Actually, maybe a few. He got an inch. And it'll be 4th and 1 when we come back to start the second quarter here on the Carolina Forest Panther Football Network.
Comfort Dog Grooming Salon has been part of the Carolina Forest community pet grooming needs with quality and loving care for your pets for over 15 years. Large, medium, or small, they groom them all. They've always accepted new clients, and rebooking is easy. With 31 years experience with their staff, they're up to date on techniques and safety standards for all breeds, and the medical conditions are no problem. They're active in your community with youth sports and lending a helping hand. Call them to be a part of the family with your furry friend. 843-903-4554 or at ComfortDogSalon.com or just stop by with your furry friend at 4006 Postal Way, Myrtle Beach.
Start of the second quarter about to get underway with the score all tied up at 7 and a big 3rd and inches a big 4th and inches about to occur for the Panthers.
And you asked me if I would even go for this based on where they're at field position-wise. I know this team hasn't looked dominant in the first quarter. However, with how good this team runs the ball, why wouldn't you go for it right here?
Okay. We'll see what they decide to do. Looks like they are going to go for it. They have the 2 running backs set out there again. Maybe pure triple option, pitch it out to Khalil Johnson, get him out into space.
Or just go QB power.
Yeah.
Get blockers in front of them.
Shotgun set, 2 running back set, 2, and a whistle is blown, and this is timeout is called by Carolina Forest. Right off the bat, kind of surprised, and I guess Mark Morris saw something he didn't like.
He didn't like the look. There was something that Mark Morris didn't like about that look that West Ashley was giving him.
So they'll go back to the drawing board here and maybe try to change the play on this first play of the second quarter.
All I would do here is get Ober and whatever tight end you feel most comfortable blocking in, get those two out in front, get Livingston in the game, and just have Livingston be an extra blocker. And you can have Khalil Johnson in there just to make them think about it.
Yeah.
But just run QB power. Ethan Hamilton has shown his ability to break tackles and get through people. He's not purely just make guys miss in open space. He can run through people. I would go Ethan Hamilton here. Or if you want to do the same thing, just have Livingston carry the ball.
Yeah.
Those two things, I wouldn't run triple option here. That's where you see coaches overthink things.
Yeah. So they'll go with the same formation. Double running back set, 1 wide on the near side. Hamilton motions Thane over to the far side, now over to the near side. They'll hand it off to Livingston. Livingston finds a hole and gets the first down and more. It looked like he was stood up at the line for a second, but he's able to find a crease and get into space and out and get the Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest first down, and getting up to the 43-yard line.
That right there is why you run it with Livingston right there. He's your goal line back, and that's the de facto goal line on a 4th and 1 situation. That's why you run it with Livingston.
They'll go 2 running backs set once again, 1 wide on the near side. They'll hand it off to Livingston again. This time he gets, it will be Livingston. And he'll get taken down at the 39-yard line after a gain of about 4.
And again, you're not going to get giant holes just every single time. So what you got to do sometimes is just take what you can get as a runner.
They'll go with the 2 running back set again. Seem to be going with that 2 running back set in this drive. They'll hand it off to Livingston again. Livingston tries to find a hole, and he just plows forward to the 34-yard line. Looks like he'll be just short of the first down marker. It'll be 2nd and a foot.
It might be less than a foot. That's definitely inches. I can't even tell the difference between where the down distance guy is and the chain gang.
They're right on top of each other. This will be 3rd and an inch. They'll go with the 2 running back set once again, 1 wide on either side. Hamilton takes a snap. He'll keep it himself. He finds a lane. He'll get the first down and more before getting taken down at the 30-yard line. Make that the 29, and that'll be another Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest first down.
And that was a broken play.
I was just going to say.
That was a broken play. Ethan Hamilton just is able to make something out of nothing 9 times out of 10 because Khalil Johnson or Ethan Hamilton ran the wrong way, and Ethan Hamilton just made something out of nothing right there on that 3rd and 1 play.
Someone didn't make the right read, and Hamilton just kept it himself, making something out of nothing. He'll hand it off to Livingston again, and he'll push forward to the 25-yard line.
Livingston has played very, very efficiently.
Yeah.
Every time he's ran the ball, he's gotten 4, 6, 7. He's gotten those types of runs, and those types of runs keep you ahead in the downs, letting you run the ball, letting you do what you want to do.
And keeps the defense on the field.
Right. And on top of that, gives Johnson a rest.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. You asked, are we going to have that dynamic offense or the just 3 yards in a cloud of dust offense? We've gotten both tonight thus far. As they'll hand it off to Livingston. This time he gets a hole, and he'll get taken down at the 4. Actually, that'll be Jaron Fox who gets the hole, and he gets taken down at the 3-yard line for another Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest first down.
I also asked, are we going to see consolidated carries, or are we going to spread it out?
And they're spreading it out.
They're spreading it out.
Yeah.
Jaron Fox is getting carries. Livingston's getting carries. This is what we saw all year up until the past couple games when they consolidated carries, and this is what we're seeing.
Shotgun set, two running backs. This time they'll hand it off to Khalil Johnson, and he'll just high-step his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
What a drive. After the defense gives up a touchdown and you got stopped on the last drive, that's a great response from this Carolina Forest team.
And it's showing that they can move the ball in both ways. They can get the dynamic, big yardage plays when they get the opportunities and when they find the holes, but they can also just methodically move the ball down the field.
That's the sign of a good offense.
Yeah. The extra point for the Panthers is up and good. And with 9:06 left to go in the half, it's 14-7 Panthers in the lead. We'll take a quick break and come right back with more Carolina Forest Panther football action.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Tony McAfee, right here in Carolina Forest, can switch you over so you can start saving today. Tony and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With Tony McAfee, it's easy to switch and save. Just give him a call. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
14-7 with 9:06 left to go in the first half. Panthers in the lead as my partner makes a mess over here eating ice cream.
I love ice cream, and I haven't made enough of a mess yet for it to hurt anything.
You've messed up your game notes entirely.
But most of the game notes say the same thing.
Yeah,
okay. Most of them are about just regular games, and I watch every single game, so I already know what they say.
True.
Look, I'm going to enjoy my ice cream.
As J.J. Chaddock boots it away, it'll be a long kick fielded at the
yard in the end zone.
Right on the goal line, and they'll say it was just a few inches into the end zone, so it'll be a touchback.
Okay, just to make you happy, I'm retiring the ice cream. It's gone. I ate it. Maybe I need more ice cream because when I was eating ice cream, the offense went down and scored. So I think there's a correlation there.
Ice cream equals scores?
Hey, I mean, ice cream makes you feel good. Scoring touchdowns is good. We love it here at Carolina Forest.
So I know the game probably, it may not have even started.
Somerville just said it just started.
Oh, okay. They'll go shotgun pistol, hands it off, and a whistle is blown. I think this is going to be a false start on West Ashley.
Only problem is, now the desk is sticky.
Yeah, exactly. And it will be a false start, so they'll push West Ashley back 5 yards, and it'll be a 1st and 15 to start off this drive.
Don't worry, I'll get some water, and I'll make it I'll damp it up a little bit, dampen up a napkin a little bit, and I'll wipe it, and it'll all be good again.
I mean, it's your side of the booth, so.
I like to keep things nice and tidy.
Shotgun set, they'll hand it off. Oh no, keeping himself and still on his feet, finally getting taken down at the 47-yard line is David Donian. Carson Quant getting the tackle.
I feel like I'm saying his name more and more often.
Yeah.
As the year has gone on, and with the injuries that have been sustained on the defensive side of the ball, again talking about Brandon Fernandez, I don't see him out on the field, so that's something to keep an eye on. But because of the injuries in the secondary, that is something that you need to keep an eye on.
Luckily for the Panthers, they have a good rotation at the middle linebacker position, bringing in Jonathan Rivas, bringing in Jared Serrato. So, you have guys that can replace Fernandez in this sort of situation.
I'm trying to look for him. I don't see him anywhere, but I'll keep an eye on him, or I'll keep an eye out for him.
So it'll be 1st and 10, ball on the 44-yard line of West Ashley. Shotgun set, one wide on either side. Snap, hands it off, and the Panthers get into the backfield and stuff the run for a loss of 3.
Tyreek Livingston just absolutely worked his man. You can't get a faster tackle for loss than what you
Oh,
just saw
no.
from Tyreek Livingston right there. That was a great play by Livingston in the backfield to set up a 2nd and long.
As soon as Brown got the handoff, Livingston was in the backfield. So it'll be a second. Actually, they'll mark him down at the 42-yard line, so it'll be 2nd and 12. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. They'll hand it off again to Brown. Brown trying to find a hole. This time he'll push forward to the 46-yard line, and it'll be 3rd and 8. Once again, another 3rd and long situation for the Panthers.
But this is one of those spots where I said that last time it was 3rd and long, we get the stop, and all of a sudden we get the ball back to the offense.
Mm-hmm.
That is what the Panthers have been doing on 3rd and long all season long, and I wish if I did this next year, I would keep track of 3rd down and 3rd and long and stuff like that. This is a team where they thrive in 3rd and long.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. High snap, 2-step drop, looking and now rolling out to his right. Now taking it down himself and getting taken down. Dunnigan will get sacked for a loss of a couple, and that'll bring up a 4th and 9.
And Riker Roberts isn't a name that we say is one of the top defensive players, but that just shows you how deep this team is. He was able to make a play, and I wonder if he's out in replace of, or he's out there in replace of Braylon Fernandez, because he comes in on sometimes on like blitzing plays, and he's more of a gadget guy for this Carolina Forest defense, but you don't see him on normal 3rd down sets. I wonder if he's coming in for Braylon Fernandez, who's hurt, and he's clearly making his presence felt.
As the Wildcats will punt it away. It'll be a low punt. It'll roll down the sideline and out of bounds. We'll see where they mark it out. They'll mark it at the 9-yard line. So a long field for Carolina Forest. But they've shown that they can move the ball even on long yards. So with 6:07 left to go in the first half, Panthers up 14-7.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay.
And it's not going to have anything to do with, like, the game or whatever. But why do my tweets keep just disappearing?
I don't know.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Because technology does not like you today. Have you not realized this?
I've noticed it, yes.
First your TV, then your computer, now Twitter. Shotgun set, 2 running back set. They'll hand it off to Livingston, and he'll fall forward for a gain of 5, and it'll be a 2nd and 5.
I wonder if it's when I @ someone, because it's the only tweets that are going away are when I @ one of the players. So I wonder if if the players have their ats turned off.
Maybe.
So maybe that's what it is. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
2nd and 5. Ball on the 14-yard line. Shotgun set, 1 wide on either side. They'll hand it off. Oh, no, Hamilton keeps it himself. Now bounces inside and will get pulled down at the 20-yard line. And that will be just enough for a Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest first down. They'll mark him down at the 21-yard line. Shotgun set, 1 wide on either side. Hamilton takes a snap, play action pass, throws a slant pass to Mahood, and he is gone! 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown Panthers!
And what did I say?
Yep.
You get those linebackers to suck up into the running gaps after a play action, and you can throw slant passes like we saw last week against St. James. You can do that all day long against any defense, really, because their linebackers are out of position. That was a great catch, too, by Finney Mahood. That was away from his body.
Yeah.
He had to just go out and extend and catch it all hands. That was a great catch.
And the play action pass worked to perfection because, like you mentioned, it brought the linebackers up, and Mahood was wide open in the middle of the field on that slant route. As the extra point by Chaddock is up and good. And with 4:55 left to go in the first half, it is 21-7 Panthers in the lead. We'll take a quick break and come right back with more Carolina Forest Panther football action.
Comfort Dog Grooming Salon has been part of the Carolina Forest community pet grooming needs with quality and loving care for your pets for over 15 years. Large, medium, or small, they groom them all. They've always accepted new clients, and rebooking is easy. With 31 years experience with their staff, they're up to date on techniques and safety standards for all breeds, and the medical conditions are no problem. They're active in your community with youth sports and lending a helping hand. Call them to be a part of the family with your furry friend. 843-903-4554 or at ComfortDogSalon.com. Or just stop by with your furry friend at 4006 Postal Way, Myrtle Beach.
Just under 5 minutes left to go in the first half, and the Panthers starting to pull away in this one, up 21-7 now. And the Fort Dorchester
I'm
Whitenoll game,
trying.
are they?
I'm trying.
Okay.
I'm trying.
Okay.
I promise.
I understand.
I promise. Don't hurt me. Yeah, Somerville doesn't have any updates yet.
I mean, that game just started, so I was wondering if the other two games started at 7 as the kick is up, and that will go out of the end zone for a touchback.
No update from White Knoll or Fort Dorchester.
Okay.
They started at 7:32.
Oh, they started at 7:32? What about Sumter?
Sumter and Stratford are really, really bad about updating their Twitters.
Well, I would assume the item sports is at the Sumter game tonight. You would have to assume.
Okay, pause. I will. Nope, he's at. I think he's at Crestwood.
Oh.
In Beaufort.
Okay. That's surprising, but okay. As West Ashley comes out on the field, they'll run a draw play, getting a hole, and getting up close to the first down marker is number 31, and they're going deep into their depth chart already. That was number 31, Matthew Chorba. And it'll be just short of a first down, so it'll be 2nd and inches from the 29-yard line. Shotgun set, one wide on either side. They'll hand it off again to Chorba, and he'll just plow forward for the first down and more. Charles McCray on the tackle.
And they gave up the first down, but this defense is so deep that they're just able to kind of do whatever they really want to in terms of who makes tackles and who steps back. Because we haven't said Charles McCray's name all game tonight, and he's one of the premier players on this defense.
Shotgun set, one wide on either side. High snap, running the speed option, actually just keeping himself is Dunnian, and he'll get taken down after a gain of a couple.
There's 2 flags on the field too, and I think it's going to be a holding.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a holding as well. An interesting little stat that Ian Guerin just posted. Apparently that was a 79-yard pass for Ethan Hamilton.
That is
now he has a 79-yard run and a 79-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, his total offense today is going to be absolutely through the roof.
It is a holding call on West Ashley, so they'll negate the run and push him back. Now push him back to the 22-yard line.
Only 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in this half.
Shotgun set, one wide on either side. They'll run the read option, keeping himself as Dunnian, but he'll get stood up by a prowl of Panthers, and he'll actually lose half a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 21.
Jared Serrato, a name that I thought we might be saying a little bit more than we have, but we've said his name a good bit, and he's made plays along that middle linebacker spot. And again, Braylon Fernandez being out is going to cause this to be a little bit more of a linebacker by committee. And more so than it already was because we already had people filling in different spots.
2nd and 21. Shotgun set, 3 wide on the far side. They'll pass it, and it's almost intercepted. Trying to get it to number 3, Langston Bailey.
Principe was on that, and that's why he plays defense. He does not play offense. But
no.
It was a just a good defensive drive so far from the Panthers, and with 2:39 left to go, 3rd and long here. 2 timeouts for this Panthers, or
yeah, two timeouts.
Yeah, on the board it says 3. So yeah, 2 timeouts by for this Panthers team. If they can get a stop here, based on where this punt's going to be, I think this Panthers offense might have one more shot at it.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Big pressure coming, and it's almost intercepted. And a whistle is
They're going to say
blown.
incomplete.
It's going to be incomplete.
Charles McCray was flying off
I
at
was
it.
just going to say, Charles McCray was right behind Dunnian, ready to absolutely wallop him. And I don't even know if Dunnian felt him, but he was able to get the pass off right before McCray got to him. But the incomplete pass, and now, like you mentioned, with them punting it away, you'd have to imagine the Panthers are going to get the ball back at around like the 40-yard line or so, as the punt is a high punt. It's actually pretty deep. It'll take a bit of basically a neutral bounce and rest at the 34-yard line of Carolina Forest. So the Panthers have a 64-yard field to contend with 2:24 left to go in the half.
I know West Ashley isn't Conway, but they ran a 2-minute drive against Conway
True.
without throwing a single pass.
True.
And Ethan Hamilton just threw a 79-yard pass. So
True.
I think either way, this Panthers team is all gas, no brakes going into halftime, especially with the West Ashley getting the ball to start the second half.
Fair enough. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. They'll hand it off to Khalil Johnson. He gets walloped in the backfield. That is number 58. Davion Kennard, who came into the backfield to make the tackle.
And that was just the offensive line got bullied at the line of attack. It's probably the first time I can say that all year for this Panthers offensive line, but that time Khalil Johnson had nowhere to go.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Play action pass. Hamilton looking down the near side. Wide open, and it's caught. Getting taken down at the 23-yard line is Lawson Barnes. I thought it was River Thane for a second, but it's Lawson Barnes, the tight end, and he gets a huge first down. Tony McAfee, State Farm, Carolina Forest, first down.
And if you remember, that's the same guy who dropped the pass against Somerville that killed the drive.
And a little redemption right there. They'll hand it off to Khalil Johnson, tries to stay up on his feet, but gets taken down at the line of scrimmage. Good job by Henry Tetrev staying on Johnson as he tried to break away. They'll say he got 1 yard, so it'll be 2nd and 9. But yeah, that one pass, now with 1:15 left to go, you can take your time here. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Hamilton takes the snap, hands it off to Johnson. Johnson finds the lane, and he is, just wrapped up at the 8-yard line. Great tackle by Chris Dolph, avoiding the touchdown for West Ashley, but the Panthers get another Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest first down, and they are in goal-to-go position with 1 minute left to go in the half, and a timeout is called.
But it's not a Carolina Forest timeout.
It's a West
Ashley timeout because
they're trying to slow down.
Well, no, it's an injury
okay.
timeout.
Yeah, you're right. And I believe in high school, injury timeouts, even in 2 minutes, does not count.
I know I meant West Ashley.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I was just letting people know that it does not count as a West Ashley timeout. But yeah, you were absolutely right. This offense has become dynamic once more and has moved the ball down the field very quickly.
White Knoll has 2 quick touchdowns, 14-0 midway through the first quarter in that game.
I mean, obviously the Panthers have to get through this game and the next one.
They have a far way to go.
You would like to see White Knoll lose so that the Panthers could have another home game. Panthers get set up once again. First and goal from the 6. Shotgun set, one wide on either side. Hamilton. Low snap, he'll keep it himself, a midline read option, and he'll get taken down at the 2-yard line, and it'll be second and goal. Actually, they'll mark him down at the 3.
I think you got to call a timeout here, right? Maybe?
25 seconds left to go. I think they run one more play. Low snap, they'll hand it off to Khalil Johnson, and Johnson will force his way into the end zone for a touchdown.
What a drive by this Panthers team. Great running by Khalil Johnson. Good pass by Ethan Hamilton to set up the big play of the drive.
And we've talked about it over the last couple of weeks. This offense is getting even more dynamic as the weeks go by with Ethan Hamilton getting better at passing the ball. Now you have a dual threat quarterback and not a one-dimensional offense.
Yeah.
The extra point for J.J. Chaddock is up and good. And with 18.5 seconds left to go in the first half, it is 28-7 Panthers in the lead.
Big thing, though, going into halftime is that, one, West actually gets the ball back to start the second half. 2, they came back from a 14-point deficit last week. This team is no stranger to coming back from big leads. This is one where the Carolina Forest cannot just sit back and take
of course not. And that's going to be one thing. That's the one thing that has caused the Panthers to lose all of the games that they've lost this season, is letting off the gas pedal in the second half, and in particular in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
That's something that the Panthers cannot do in this game. And this could be a good test for that, especially knowing that West Ashley did to Goose Creek last week.
Yeah, it will be huge for this Panthers team if they can come out of here with unscathed, no scares late.
Yeah, exactly. As J.J. Chaddock gets set to kick it away. And at this point, with 18.5 seconds left to go, even with 3 timeouts, you'd have to imagine that West Ashley, especially with them getting the ball back, they're just going to take a knee and send us to the half.
Yeah, you would have to assume.
As that kick will go out of the end zone for a touchback.
Another fine kick going through the end zone. The Wildcats will take over first and 10 from the 20. And we would like to take this opportunity to thank
this game for the Panthers is already 1,000 times better than how we had last year at Goose Creek.
Oh, yeah.
Because Goose Creek had, they scored 28 points in their playoff game that we had against them.
That's true.
And it was a rough 28. Even though we won comfortably, it was a rough 28. I'm telling you, this defense is built for playoff football. And so if this offense can be two-dimensional, like they were not two-dimensional last year. It was only the passing game, really.
Yeah. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. They'll hand it off to Brown. And actually, that will be number 6. Oh, okay. It is Kevin Brown, number 9. And they'll just let the clock run out to end the first half. And at halftime, it is 28-7. Panthers lead it here in Carolina Forest at Panther Stadium. We'll take a quick break and come right back with some first half stats and analysis and get you ready for the second half here on the Carolina Forest Panther Football Network.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Tony McAfee, right here in Carolina Forest, can switch you over so you can start saving today. Tony and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With Tony McAfee, it's easy to switch and save. Just give him a call. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Comfort Dog Grooming Salon has been part of the Carolina Forest community pet grooming needs with quality and loving care for your pets for over 15 years. Large, medium, or small, they groom them all. They've always accepted new clients, and rebooking is easy. With 31 years experience with their staff, they're up to date on techniques and safety standards for all breeds, and the medical conditions are no problem. They're active in your community with youth sports and lending a helping hand. Call them to be a part of the family with your furry friend. 843-903-4554 or at ComfortDogSalon.com, or just stop by with your furry friend at 4006 Postal Way, Myrtle Beach.
We are at halftime here in Carolina Forest with the Panthers leading it 28-7, and we'll get some first half stats right now.
I've got them right now. Yeah, I've got them right now. Khalil Johnson with, again, this is kind of what I assumed was going to happen. Khalil Johnson taking the bulk of the carries. He's sitting at 16 carries, 47 yards, and the 2 touchdowns that he had at the goal line. So we not used to seeing Khalil Johnson used at the goal line, but he's being used right now, and he's got the 2 touchdowns to show for it. Ethan Hamilton with that big 79-yard touchdown run. He's got 110 yards on 7 carries in the first half, by the way. So that efficiency that Khalil Johnson had last game over the entire game, Ethan Hamilton has put up in the first half, 110 yards, 7 carries. Great game from Ethan Hamilton so far.
I'm curious to see. So he has 110 rushing yards, right?
Yep, he's got 110 rushing yards.
How many passing yards does he have?
Give me 2 seconds. He's got 2 completions for 118 yards.
So he is basically going even on passing and running.
Yeah.
In terms of yardage. And obviously he has both a 79-yard passing touchdown and a 79-yard rushing touchdown. So that's just crazy.
To go with your crowded NFL comparisons to Ethan Hamilton, is that Lamar Jackson-esque?
Yeah, I would say so.
Livingston with the 4 yards and 21 yards on 4 carries, and then Jaron Fox, who we haven't said his name at all, with 30 yards on the day, which puts us at halftime, mind you, at a cool 326 yards of offense. That's ridiculous.
That's a whole game for some teams.
Well, for reference, the yards per game that Carolina Force is currently putting up is 341. So they've got basically their entire game, yards per game, already this season.
Oh, something that I forgot to mention, and I think I forgot to add it to the notes. Yes, I did. But the Panthers... Let me do some quick math here.
Quick math. You know we're not good at math here at the Carolina Force Football Network.
They are up over the 2020 team.
They are up over the 2020
already now. This team is now in 3rd place all time in points scored.
What's the second highest again?
431.
And they're at right now. They would be at
right now. Because I forgot to update it in the game notes. So I have to now manually
update.
manually figure it out. Okay, so they were. That's the averages, not the totals. They used to have totals. But they coming into this game, they had 364.
Going into this one?
Yeah.
So they're at 392 right now.
Yeah.
So theoretically speaking, if the scoring keeps going like it is this game,
they could get over 2022. Tonight.
They could get over 2022.
Now there's no way they're gonna get up to 626.
That's ridiculous.
So, but
yeah, that 626 team put up 31 on Sumter.
Yeah,
in that overtime game, like that's ridiculous. Yeah, that's just not gonna.
Well, no, that was the 2019 year.
Oh, right.
So
right.
that was they didn't play Sumter that year. But that was the year like they put 63 on West Florence. They put 56 on St. James, 63 on Sockasty.
Jesus.
So yeah.
Yeah. No one's gonna catch them.
No.
Not anytime soon.
No. So.
Well, let me rephrase. Not under the Mark Morris offense.
No. Well, but that was a Mark Morris offense.
So that should tell you. That's why Mason Garcia was a D1 quarterback, because he overcame the Mark Morris offense.
But that's the thing. You had Mason Garcia. You had David Leggett on that team.
Oh,
you had Josh Murphy on that team who's at East Carolina. You had 3 Division I offensive players on that team.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
So, yeah.
That's the overcoming of the Mark Morris offense.
Yeah.
I'm joking, obviously, but
But you're not entirely wrong.
it's just the system. It's a system type thing.
It is. Any other stats that
The defense has been it's not been the dominant. It has not been like last week. Only a couple tackles for loss. Jared Serrato and Tyreek Livingston coming in. Jared Serrato filling in that Braylon Fernandez role, so that's why we're talking about him a lot. Ian Guerin's got that one. Yeah. White Knoll is up now 20-0 on for Dorchester, so that's something to keep an eye on. I'm trying to look at Ian Guerin's
his stats?
West Ashley stats, yeah.
Oh, his West Ashley.
So, Dunian? Dunyan? Dunyan.
Yeah, Dunyan.
Yeah, Dunyan's 7 for 60 with the touchdown. This is rushing, by the way. This is not passing because we've had like 4 combined passes in the entirety of all of the game in the game.
And half of them have been
Touchdown,
long passes for one for a touchdown by Ethan Hamilton.
Yeah, Ethan Hamilton's sitting at 2 for 3 with 123 yards. So I might be a little bit off. Yeah, I'm off by 5 yards. I apologize, everyone.
Okay.
I'm sorry. How dare I? Well, I was trying to do a whole bunch of stuff. I guarantee you it was on the Lawson Barnes catch because I was trying to do a whole bunch of stuff at one time.
Yeah. Because you also probably had to add Lawson Barnes into your stat sheet.
Yeah, I did. that was rough.
But any other stats?
I mean, nothing to really make a note of. Junior Jimenez is tied with Braylon Fernandez, with Braylon Fernandez before he went out on injury, and Carson Quant with 2, and then Tyreek Livingston's at 3 tackles for his Camp Force team. So it's spread out, and on top of the fact that they're not. They really haven't been on the defensive side of the ball for that long. They had the touchdown drive that was aided by a couple of big plays from West Ashley. But other than that, it's been 3 and out, end of half. Like they haven't had a whole bunch of defensive drives that have been sustained. And that's the part where it's not as dominant. It's just 3 and out from this Camp Force defense. Which is completely fine, by the way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, outside of that one drive where they got down to, that they scored the touchdown, it has been pretty much 3 and out.
Yeah.
We'll go next level real quick. Last week, speaking of that 2019 team, David Leggett for Wofford had 4 carries for 17 yards and also had 3 receptions for 29 yards last week. This week, East Carolina traveling to FAU, while Coastal is hosting Texas State. Campbell is hosting Delaware, and Wofford is traveling to the Citadel. And for West Ashley, they have 1 player currently in college, defensive lineman Jay Smith at the Citadel, and like I mentioned, they're playing Wofford this week. Any further updates? I did see a Somerville update a little while ago. Let me find it.
Yeah, Somerville's official Twitter hasn't said anything. They're still doing like pregame stuff.
Okay, well let me find
it.
That update. Look to see if you can find a Sumter update while I search for that. White Knoll is up 20-0 on Fort Dorchester.
Yeah.
We got that. Okay. 57-yard touchdown pass by Yannick Smith for Somerville. Berkeley blocked the extra point, though. So it is 7-6 Berkeley right now.
Oh, yeah?
This was 16 minutes ago with 7:11 left to go in the first quarter.
Yeah,
Let
I
me
can't
see
find
if there's-
anything on Stratford football. Their official isn't there. All right, let's check Sumter.
So yeah, that's quite the start to that game. A blocked extra point.
which could come back huge in
Yeah.
that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing. I'm not seeing anything on any of the official Sumter pages. Let's.
So tonight may be a a tough night to find Sumter updates. But that's at least that's not the game that we have to worry about for next week or anything like that. It's as long as we can keep track of the
Somerville
game.
What account was the Somerville?
I think Chris Deering is at that game because he posted something. But
the Berkeley. I guess they're starting quarterback's a freshman.
Okay. Oh yeah, Ian Garrett mentioned that
he hit his head on a concrete wall. He's out for a concussion. He's being tested for concussion right now.
How did he hit his head on?
Doesn't Somerville have a concrete wall around their stadium?
Oh yeah, you're right. I guess on a touchdown he ran into it,
or he just got pushed out of bounds late.
Wow, that's
huge.
That is huge.
Fort Dorchester just scored a touchdown. So it's 20-7 White Knoll over Fort Dorchester with 11:22 left to go in the second quarter. But even more important, I think the Berkeley the starting quarterback, who's a freshman, that is probably the more important of the two updates that I just gave you.
That's
tough.
That's the craziest thing I think we'll see all night. In terms of these playoff games.
You better knock on some wood. Thank you.
There you go.
If I'm reading this right, Dutch Fork is leading TL Hanna right now 10-0, which would be an upset because TL Hanna was the number one seed in their region.
But I mean, it is Dutch Fork.
It is Dutch Fork, but it's still based on who Dutch Fork, they haven't looked nearly as beatable.
Yeah.
And on top of the fact, TL Hanna was one of the favorites going into this from the upstate. At least.
Yeah.
They were one of the favorites coming out of the upstate. So Dutch Fork going in there and beating them would be huge.
Yeah.
If that's how that ends up going.
Yeah. So we got a minute 45 before the teams come back out onto the field.
And as I say that, 1 minute ago, TL Hanna has put 7 points up on the board with 10:01 to go in the first half.
Yeah.
10-7.
So going into the second half of this game, what are the keys for both teams?
Okay, Carolina Forest just has to continue playing how they're playing. There's nothing they need to change at all on offense. They need to keep just moving the ball down the field, keep playing, and they will be fine. West actually needs to find a way to limit the big plays in this for the Carolina Forest offense, because if they can limit the plays, the big plays, this Carolina Forest offense outside of those 80-yard, 65-yard, 40-yard plays have been kind of like there's not been a consistent running game from this Carolina Forest team. It's been big plays bailing them out in order to run the ball more. That's what I would do if I was West Ashley. I would kind of try to contain that. But it's like that might be the hardest thing to do in the lower state is contain the Carolina Forest rushing attack.
Yeah. And that's crazy to say that, that's the hardest thing to do in 5A lower state is contain this offense. One other out-of-town update, because it's the only other Horry County team that's still in the playoffs right now, but it doesn't look like that's going to continue after tonight. Currently 14-3, Irmo beating Myrtle Beach.
248th birthday to the United States Marine Corps. Out there. Happy birthday.
So both teams coming out onto the field and getting set to get this second half underway.
Tonight as well. So again, thank you to those who served and those who are serving now.
And yeah, I mean, as long as especially on the defensive side, as long as the defense can continue to play the way they've played this first half, this game should be.
It should be
Now,
taken care of.
now, question for you: assuming
This continues.
and the Panthers, let's say they, I know West actually gets the ball back to start off the half, but let's say the defense gets a stop and then the offense scores another touchdown. Do you start doing more of a rotation, kind of like what they did last week against St. James?
Not until fourth quarter.
Not until fourth quarter. Okay.
This is the playoffs. You don't pull starters unless you know you've got the game under wraps. I think if Carolina Forest continues playing like they've been playing, they should have this game under wraps by the fourth quarter, if not midway through. That would be when I start to pull starters.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
I mean, it's not you don't want to prematurely pull starters like we've seen
happen in
like
those losses.
No, not even that. In the Stratford game, where they pulled Khalil Johnson early,
true.
and all of a sudden Stratford puts together a couple scoring drives, and all of a sudden
it's a closer
game. Yeah.
And one thing, and this is something not to think about for this week, obviously, but find it. This already is the second longest winning streak in program history. But if they're able to win this game and win next week against whoever they play, it would tie 2019 at 9 for the longest score or longest winning streak in program history. So a lot of tops or firsts, or at least getting close to that 2019 team for Carolina Forest this season, and it just shows how strong this team has been thus far.
And it's crazy because what happens sometimes is that these teams who we didn't have high expectations really coming into the year.
Well, that's what I was about to say. It's funny how, coming into the season, not knowing how Ethan Hamilton was going to be. Yes, we thought, okay, this team might be better offensively because, it's more of a Mark Morris style offense, but not completely knowing what to expect from Ethan Hamilton and, losing, I'm drawing a blank on his name.
Nathan Schusler.
No, yes.
Anthony Ponce, Owen Hall,
running back.
Zion Gilbert.
Yeah, Zion Gilbert.
Jesus.
There we go.
Come on, guys. It's 6-6 in the Stratford-Sumter game. Max Preps comes in clutch. It's 6-6. It's 6-6 in the Sumter-Stratford game right now. Which is closer than the through 2, there's about through 1.5. There's 6 minutes to go in the second quarter.
We've talked about how Sumter isn't the Sumter of old this year, but that's still that's very surprising considering how they played Carolina Forest as compared to how Stratford played.
Right.
But coming into the season, not having Zion Gilbert, yes, the offense might have been more in line with what Mark Morris liked running, but you were uncertain coming into the season at how good this team was going to be.
Right.
And they've exceeded all expectations.
All of them. Like not even a close second. Like they've exceeded every expectation you could possibly had as both teams are back on the field.
They are getting set to start the second half.
Start the next kickoff, so head on back to the stands quickly. Get yourself a Pepsi product and head on back to the stands. Big thank you to the JV cheerleaders.
I think Falon was born to be a PA announcer. Love Mr. Falon.
Big hand for those
he should start doing some bigger games. Go do some coastal.
Yeah, right.
How about those Panthers?
And Max Preps is also updating the Berkeley-Somerville game as
well. So we'll just focus on Max Preps. And as the kick is up, and it won't be caught in the end zone. But either way, it'll fall in the end zone, and the Wildcats will start on offense at the 20.
End of one in that game 6 minutes ago was 7-6, same score.
Yeah.
This game right here, with that Berkeley score, I am that much more confident because I don't think am I wrong? Is Berkeley just some underdog powerhouse in 5A? Like, am I missing something?
They might be. Like, I told you, I forget if it was while we were on the air or not, but I was talking to, as it'll be a shotgun pistol set, they'll pitch it out to Brown, and he'll get stood up behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3. Great job by Junior Jimenez getting into the backfield for a loss of 3, and it will be 2nd and 13. Ball on the 17-yard line. But I was talking to Richie Altman of Southern Sports Central earlier this week, and he was saying he thinks Somerville is beatable by Berkeley. He thinks Berkeley might be able to pull off the upset tonight, and judging by how it's going thus far, he might be right.
Yeah.
Shotgun pistol set once again. 1 wide on either side. They'll hand it off to Brown. Brown this time is able to get positive yards and pushes the pile forward to the 24-yard line, and it'll be a 3rd and 6.
And just, again, third and intermediate is where this defense has thrived. And they've done it. The 2 third and longs that I can think of, the 2 third and 8s, they got the stop and got this ball back to the offense. And the last time the offense went down and scored and pushed this lead to 21.
The West Ashley offense, they're making a few changes, running more of the shotgun pistol. They'll hand it off once again, this time getting around the corner and getting the first down and more before getting pushed out of bounds.
There's a flag in the backfield, though.
Chorba, but there is a flag. This one may be coming back.
Yeah, everyone's already starting to move back.
There is a flag on the play.
Chop block.
So it will be a chop block on West Ashley. So that first down run will be negated, and instead it becomes a 3rd and even longer.
And now the refs don't know what to do with the ball after a penalty. This is funny.
This is the playoffs too.
They're all looking down at the flag like, whoa, what do we do with that? Oh, this is mean. I should stop. This audio is going to get me banned from ever calling a game ever again. But it's just funny. We've had this discussion so many times.
Yeah.
You think it'd get better in the playoffs when they hire
when
refs
they've got the best of the best.
Yeah.
Doing the game.
Nope, apparently not.
Still trying to figure out what's going on. A long discussion amongst the refs.
Well, they got the call right. Let's see if we can.
And now they are finally going to march it back 5 yards.
From the spot, I would.
Oh, no, 10 yards, excuse me, from the spot. And it'll be marked down at the 12-yard line, so it will be 3rd and 18.
Teenager, maybe a child's wallet. Come on up.
10:40 left to go in the 3rd quarter. 3rd and 18 for West Ashley. Shotgun set. 1 wide on either side. Snap. 3-step drop. Looking, getting pressure and throwing it. Getting hit a little bit as he threw, and it will be
incomplete. But they're gonna throw a flag on whoever was on that corner. I think that was Xavier Wins.
It was Xavier Wins. They're going to call a pass interference on Wins.
That's a bad call, though. I think that's.
Yeah, it looked like he was going after the ball.
Well, not only was he going after the ball, I think he played perfect shade coverage.
Yeah.
There's not more that you can really ask a defender to do in that situation.
And waiting for the official call. Panthers are already moving up. So they're anticipating the pass interference, and yes, it will be a pass interference on the Panthers. So an unfortunate break for Carolina Forest, and that'll give West Ashley a first down.
Is it an automatic first down?
It
should just be 10 yards from.
Well, it would be 15 yards,
but still, it wouldn't be a first down.
Yeah, you are correct. Actually, you are correct. So it'll be a 3rd and 3.
Looks like 3rd and 3.
So back to where we started.
Yep, pretty much. Well, actually, West Ashley gets 5 extra yards.
Well, look at that. We'll all even out.
Yep. Watch, now they'll get like a holding, pushing him 5 yards back. High snap, they'll hand it off, trying to find a hole, and gain. Oh, falling forward close to the line to gain. And Oh, wow, no, they're going to say he's just inches short.
Ball's on the 30-yard line.
And
They may get a measurement, I don't know.
I think they're trying to figure out where exactly to spot it. And I think, yeah, they're going to bring out the chains, I believe. Maybe?
Somerville scores a touchdown. 2-point conversion is good. Somerville is up 14-7 on Berkeley.
Okay. And
this is, if it's
yeah,
not a first down, it's inches.
Yeah, they're going to bring the chain gang out to measure.
It
close. Looks like it's inches short, but we'll see the official spot. And they're going to say he just got it over the first down marker, and it'll be a 1st and 10.
Just barely.
Just by
the nose of the football.
It was one of those you needed the index card.
Although people in South Carolina might not like the index card call because the ref of Michigan a couple years back.
Yeah.
Although that one got neutralized by Gennavian Clowney. But
yeah. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. High snap, they'll hand it off, trying to get around the corner, and does before getting pushed out of bounds for a 1-yard gain is Chorba.
Tackled by number 4,
Charles McCray gets the tackle.
And he got the corner but was not able to get anything after that. And that's what you want to do. You want to be able to cut off people if they do get to the corner. You want to be able to cut them off before they can turn upfield, and that's exactly what Charles McCray did right there.
You just want to make sure that they're right. Even if they try to cut up the corner, they're right along the sideline, and you just push them out of bounds.
Yeah.
So it'll be 2nd and 9. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. High snap. They'll hand it off to Chorba again. This time he gets around the corner before a couple of Panthers take him down at the 34-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 6. Ronnie Walker on the tackle.
And he's been back for a few games, but we haven't seen him make the plays that he was making lots of tackles on those sides before he got hurt. He has been making more and more of those types of plays that keep this Panthers defense from having 3rd and shorts.
And
I don't know what's going on.
The ref motioned something. I couldn't fully tell what it was.
No one knows what's going on.
Nope. But it'll be 3rd and 6. Well, 3rd and 5.5. Shotgun set, 1 wide on either side. Snap, 3-step drop, looking down the far side, throwing it, and it is caught on the sideline for a 1st down and more. That will be number 87, Ethan Ranu, who makes the catch.
One of the few times where Jamar Davis is in coverage and he allows a catch.
Yeah.
That's one of the few times. Like, I don't even think on this 7-game winning streak that Carolina Force is on that he's allowed a catch. He has been locked down since this winning streak has started, and he was even motioning the my bad, tapping his chest to his teammates. He knew he just took a bad angle on that play.
Yeah. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the Carolina Forest 37. They'll run the fake jet sweep, and keeping it himself and getting pushed forward is Dunnian for a gain of a couple.
Pick up 1 on the play.
They'll say he actually just got 1, so it'll be 2nd and 9. 8 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. 28-7, Panthers leading it. And this has been a pretty long drive for West Ashley.
Relatively speaking.
They got to move a little bit because, they're down by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah. Already down to 7:50 left to go in the 3rd quarter.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Dunnian, high snap, will hand it off, trying to get through the hole, and getting taken down after a gain of a couple is Brown. And it'll be a 3rd and 6.
Pick up 2, maybe 3.
And again, this has been the first drive where this Carolina Force defense hasn't been able to get off the field on 3rd down.
Yeah.
They've had a couple penalties that have aided West Ashley, but It's been just a deep pass here and a 3rd down and 3 run here. They've allowed this long drive at West Ashley.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. High snap, running it himself is Dunnian, and he gets a blocker, gets the 1st down and more before getting pulled down from behind by Ronnie Walker.
And there's a whole bunch of laundry
That's
on
going
the
to be
field.
It's going to be a holding.
It's going to be a block in the back, I think. Either way, I think it's going against West Ashley. But
yeah,
if I think it was block in the back. We shall see.
But now the Panthers, if it is against West Ashley, they need to capitalize on the 3rd and long.
Yeah.
Because last time West Ashley got a penalty, then the Panthers had the pass interference called on them, and it basically negated it.
Right. Yeah, they're going to move the ball. It's going to be
a holding.
Yeah.
Holding call going against the Wildcats.
So that'll push West Ashley back to their own, or to Carolina Forest's 44-yard line.
Maybe 44. Brings up
And
3rd.
it'll be a 3rd and 16.
15.
And again, this is usually where this defense is really, really good.
Yeah.
And they haven't really allowed any 3rd and longs. It's been that 3rd and intermediate where they've been taken advantage of. This is going to be a false start.
Yeah, so that'll push West Ashley even further back.
Number 17, Tyler
Burnett.
Yeah, Tyler Burnett was a little early whenever he was running his route.
Just a little bit.
You want to get a little bit of a jump, but you don't want to get that much of a jump.
No. And, yep, they'll call the false start on West Ashley.
3rd and back to West Ashley.
Yep.
Bringing the ball back.
3rd and 21.
48-yard line.
And that'll push West Ashley. Actually, no, that will not push them back into their own territory. Just inside Carolina Forest territory at the 48.
But here's the thing. If you don't get a completed pass here, what do you do with your West Ashley? If you don't get any yards.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting question. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Low snap, 3-step drop, looking to the far side, throwing it deep, and it's over the head. Trying to get it to Ranu on the sideline, but overthrown just a little bit by Dunnian. And now the question needs to be asked, what do you do here?
I think they're going to bring on the punt.
Yeah,
team.
you got to punt it.
Yeah, even down 3 touchdowns, I think you just got to live to fight another day.
Yeah.
Ball's on the 40.
6:50 left to go in the 3rd quarter. And the Wildcats will punt it away. Jacob Adams comes out to punt it away. Snap is good, and he'll boot it all the way down, and it will take a perfect West Ashley roll, and the Panthers will have to go basically the entirety of the field. It's down at the 3-yard line.
And do you put Livingston in just so he can get another big 90-yard plus run just for the
Sure, why
the fun
not?
of it?
Sure, why not?
And I mean that the defense actually that was probably the best drive that the defense could have possibly had. Not only did it run time off the clock when they're on the field anyway, they also didn't allow any points.
Yeah.
So a win-win situation for that Carolina Forest defense right there.
Yeah, made West Ashley use a lot of clock without scoring 8 points. That's perfect for the defense. Shotgun set, 1 wide on either side. They'll hand it off and trying to get through a hole, but no dice is Khalil Johnson.
That's number 5, Khalil Johnson on the carry.
And they'll just say he got 1 yard, so it'll be 2nd and 9 from the 4.
You need to get some type of yardage, even if you don't get a first down here. You need to have Ethan Hamilton have a little bit of room to get a punt off.
Punt it away, yeah.
Don't want to have him punting out of the back
But
of his
would
head.
certainly love to break another 94-yard touchdown or 96-yard touchdown.
You would, but that's a perfect world.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
of
think we're
course.
living in a perfect world.
Shotgun set, 1 wide on either side. Hamilton hands it. Oh, no. He will hand it off to Khalil Johnson. And Johnson gets a tiny bit of a hole and falls forward to around the 8-yard line. And it'll be 3rd and 5.
And what did I say? Khalil Johnson getting about 14 carries, or I wanted him 14 to 20 carries, and he's sitting right at 14 right now. So good usage, I think, so far by this Carolina Forest team.
And you'd have to imagine, especially if they score on this drive, with only 5.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Panthers probably won't get the ball back after this drive until the fourth quarter, so this may be the last drive for Johnson. They'll run the speed option, pitch it out to Johnson. Johnson tries to find a lane and will get taken down at the 15-yard line.
And that'll be enough for a first down.
And that'll be just enough for a Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest first down.
And not only do you have room now, you have room and you got a first down. You don't have to punt it, and you can continue to work some clock off or time off the clock. And that's all you really need to be doing if you're this Carolina Forest offense.
They'll mark him down at the 16-yard line with 5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. They'll go shotgun set, 2 wide on either side.
Scotty Sailor's in attendance.
Oh, that's cool. Hands it off to Johnson, and Johnson will just try to find a lane, but will get taken down after a gain of 2. Actually, that was Christopher Livingston coming into the game.
And Nate Schuessler. Nate Schuessler and
the two Coastal guys.
The two Coastal guys coming
back. The two freshman Coastal guys coming back for this playoff game, getting ready for a big game tomorrow night against Texas State, or tomorrow afternoon, rather. Shotgun set, 1 wide on either side. Hamilton will keep it himself on the read option and will get stood up at the 23-yard line, and that'll make it a 3rd and 3.
Again, running time off the clock.
Yeah.
I would say running clock off the time. But running time off the clock, getting first downs, not giving the ball back to the West Ashley offense. It's a perfect scenario for this Panthers team.
Going with the 2 running backs set this time, 1 wide on either side. Low snap, handing it off to Khalil Johnson, and he'll get stood up at the line. And they'll actually say he lost a yard, so it'll be 4th and 4 now.
Yeah, and I would assume you punt, but you got enough room where
now you can punt it without having to worry about it getting blocked for either a safety or a touchdown.
Yeah.
And now, Ethan Hamilton will back it up. Low snap, and he's able to get the punt off.
But it's barely going to get past where the first down marker was.
So a very poor punt for Ethan Hamilton. And West Ashley gets prime field position to start this drive, trying to get back into this one. Down by 21 with 3 minutes left to go in the third quarter.
I feel like this defense has been in this position before.
Oh, yes.
Remind me, the Sumter game where they literally had every single drive start in their own territory. I just keep thinking back to that Sumter game, and if that defense could have showed up against the Somerville, if for any one of the number of drives that Somerville scored on at the end of that game,
they would have won that game.
They would have won it easily.
I mean, same thing with the South Florence game at Oceanside, too. And if the defense would have been able to play 4 quarters, the Panthers would be 10-0.
Yeah.
And maybe ranked number 1 in the state.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be offside from Carolina Forest, so that'll push them up as I'm complimenting them, so that's a thing. But
again, broadcaster jinx.
I just need to stop talking.
Yes.
I bet a lot of people wish that would happen.
It's 1st and 5 with the ball on the 22-yard line.
At halftime, Sumter is beating Stratford 13-6.
Okay, so that's one 2 seed that needs to win. They'll hand it off to Brown. Brown will try to get through the line and will get taken down at the 20-yard line.
Tackled by number 21, Jonathan Rivas.
Jonathan Rivas on the tackle. Gain of 2. And it'll be a 2nd and 3 for West Ashley with just over 2 minutes left to go in the third quarter. 2:15 now left to go in the third quarter.
Somerville touchdown, missed PAT 20-7.
That's
Somerville.
the second time now that Somerville has missed the point after. As they'll hand it off to Brown. Brown tries to find a lane and will get taken down. Actually, Dunnian will keep it himself. And Jimenez gets the tackle. It'll say he was just short of the line to gain. It'll be 3rd and inches. Didn't Somerville miss a couple of extra points in the game against Carolina Forest as well?
I think so.
Yeah.
But then they got the 2. They had
they had to get the 2-point conversions.
Third and
So,
one.
yeah, the kicker for Somerville, not exactly very good, and that could play a factor next week. And they'll go heavy set, go in the victory formation, a little tush push for West Ashley, and they just barely get enough for the first down.
That spot's close. I don't know. I think he got it.
Yeah,
but
I
it's
think
close.
he got it, but it's very close. They're saying it's 4th and inches, I think. They are not moving the chains up.
Based on the spot
And
that they're
now
giving right now.
the refs are discussing it.
I don't like when they start discussing. That's not good for us.
No.
Not always.
Let's just hope that the same refs that were here last time Somerville came here are not on the call for next week.
I mean, that deflected ball that was called a pass interference is still haunting my dreams.
As they play the
Jeopardy music,
theme.
and the defense is getting hyped to the Jeopardy music. That's the greatest thing I've ever seen. I believe they're saying it's...
They're going to say it's just short, I think. Yeah. So 4th and inches, and in this spot on the field, and with how many points you're down by, West Ashley needs to go for it. And what a stop this would be. This would be like the Sockesty goal line stand if the Panthers are able to get the stop. And they'll add a few seconds to the clock. A minute left to go in the third quarter.
They're still trying to add more time. I think 120 is what they're going to set it at. Yeah, I
So
think they're going to say it's going to say 120
yeah.
at the end of all this. There we go. Okay.
4th and inches.
So a minute 20 left to go in the third quarter. 4th and inches.
And you wonder if they run the exact same thing they ran.
That looks like that's what they're gonna do. They've got
the jumbo. No, it's gonna be shotgun.
Oh no, they're gonna go shotgun pistol actually, with one wide on either side. They'll hand it off, trying to get through, and will get the first down. Brown with the carry, and that'll be enough for a West Ashley first down.
That's enough for a first down.
I guess West Ashley is not the Eagles.
They are not the Eagles.
They
That's
cannot
why
do the
we should
tush
show
push.
that play to the league office. And stuff. That's why it should not be banned.
Yes,
because
exactly.
It's
not every
that's not
time.
every time.
It doesn't work every time.
You need your quarterback to squat 600 pounds in order for it to work.
Yes. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. They'll run the speed option, keeping himself is Dunny, and he finds a lane and gets into the end zone for the touchdown. He had some Houdini on his side right there, just disappeared into the pile of bodies and somehow popped out on the other side wide open.
Yeah, that was just that was like that Khalil Johnson run from a couple weeks back where he just kind of disappeared and then he reappeared on the other side. That's kind of what that was.
The extra point by Adams is up and good. And with 34.7 seconds left to go in the third quarter, it is 28-14. Panthers in the lead. And I'm not to get too concerned right now, but
I'm not.
This score does look awfully familiar.
It does. But, okay, Carolina Forest had one drive where they were backed up at their own 3-yard line, and then the other 2 West Ashley drives ended in 0 points, and then they got a touchdown there.
True.
And those 2 drives took up the entire quarter.
True.
I'm not concerned yet. If this offense gets stopped again and they go 3 and out and they punt with no time run off the clock, then I'd be a little bit concerned. Yeah. But right now, I'm not worried about it. Somerville puts in another touchdown, get the 2-point conversion, 28-7 with about 2 minutes left to go in the second half or in the first half. So that one's getting out of hand.
That one's starting to get out of hand. So if that holds up and this holds up, Somerville, the rematch of the century.
Rematch of the, especially in lower state.
Yes. As the kick gets squibbed and the Panthers just have to fall on it to avoid any disaster there. And the Panthers will start with the ball at the 30-yard line.
I'm going to try to find I wonder if Sumter has come out of
Out of halftime?
Out of halftime, yeah.
I would assume so.
No, the last update was right before halftime.
Oh, okay.
Or it was halftime.
Okay. So the Panthers start with the ball on the 30-yard line. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Hamilton motions over into the H-back position on the near side. Hands it off. Trying to get through the hole is Khalil Johnson. Was trying to figure out if that was Johnson or not, and he was. And he gets a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd and 4.
Ball is on the 36-yard line.
I mean, that's going to end the third quarter, but this team, if they can run about 4 to 5 minutes off this clock in the fourth quarter, I think Carolina Forest should be set for a walk-in victory.
Yeah. So that'll end the third quarter with the score 28-14, Panthers in lead. One more quarter left to go as the Panthers try to get back to the lower state semifinals for the second year in a row. We'll take a quick break and come right back with more Carolina Forest Panther football action here on the Carolina Forest Panther Football Network.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Tony McAfee, right here in Carolina Forest, can switch you over so you can start saving today. Tony and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With Tony McAfee, it's easy to switch and save. Just give him a call. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Start of the fourth quarter, Panthers trying to score once again and basically put this one out of reach. Up by 14 currently, 28-14.
And if there were any questions about White Knoll, they're up 41-7 right now.
Yeah,
So,
okay. So
that one's going to be
that's going to be a White Knoll victory. So if White Knoll is able to beat Sumter next week, whoever wins the game.
Well, that'll be dependent. If Sumter wins, if Sumter comes out of that top half of the bracket, we play at home for the entirety of the playoffs.
Yes. No, yeah. Up until the state championship.
Yeah, right.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. They'll motion over into the H-back position. Hands off to Khalil Johnson, and Johnson gets wrapped up at the 39-yard line. Just short of the first down marker, and it'll be 3rd and 1.
It's not concerning. I mean, this offense is
moving the ball.
Moving the ball. It's just, can they string enough together enough first downs to keep that clock moving?
Shotgun set. They'll motion over from the near side over into the far side H-back position, and Johnson gets stood up. Oh no, actually Livingston will get stood up at the line of scrimmage. No gain, and it's 4th and 1 now from the 39. And
Ethan Hamilton, QB power. That's all you need here. You don't need to overcomplicate things.
But do you take the risk?
Yes. You got to run some clock off.
They're going to, they're looking over to the sideline. Looks like they're going to go for it. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Hamilton motions over into the H-back position on the far side. Play action pass. Hamilton has to roll out, getting pressure, still on his feet, and just has to throw it away. And it's a turnover on downs for Carolina Forest.
They're going to say that. They're going to say picked it off.
They're going to.
West actually ended up with that ball on that sideline, and
that will be intercepted by number 3, Langston Bailey, along the sideline. And honestly, that was a
why are
bad.
You throwing the ball on 4th and 1.
Well, it was a bad decision for both teams. Bad decision for the Panthers throwing the ball on 4th and 1. Why not just run it?
Yeah.
But also bad decision by Langston Bailey not just knocking that ball down, because now instead of having the ball in Carolina Forest territory, it's back to their own 42-yard line.
Yeah, that's both decisions were bad.
Yes.
But that's concerning is that the offense just decided to throw the ball on 4th and 1.
Shotgun set, one wide on either side, going deep to the near side, and it's almost intercepted. Good attempt by Jamori Davis there.
Yeah, they decided to throw a fade ball against Jamori Davis, who's 6'4", by the way. So throwing a one-on-one fade ball to him was probably the wrong decision. But he's been tested, and he gave up that big catch earlier.
Yeah. So it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 42-yard line. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. High snap, rolling out to his right, and trying to take it down himself is Dunnian, but he gets taken down. And they're going to actually say he got a yard. I thought he was taken down in the backfield, but Principe is able to make the tackle, and it's now 3rd and 9.
And again, this defense has played very, very well in 3rd and long. It's just been getting teams to 3rd and long or getting West Ashley to 3rd and long has been the problem. And again, if they can do it again here, give their offense that ball back after the Ethan Hamilton interception, that'd be huge.
Shotgun set, 1 wide on either side. Dunnian takes a snap, 3-step drop, now steps up into the pocket, looking, and he'll take it down and fake it himself. He gets around the corner, gets a 1st down and more, still on his feet, makes a juke move, makes one miss, and then finally a prowl of Panthers takes him down at the 15-yard line.
There's a fumble.
There's a fumble, though, and they're going to say the Panthers, I believe, got it. They are.
Wow.
What a lucky break for the Panthers there.
I didn't see who even ended up with the ball. Or how it just seems like all of a sudden the ball was out.
What I think happened is Dunnian was taken down on top of a Panther, so he technically wasn't down yet, and the ball just popped out. He may have just let it go thinking it was down.
Yeah.
But either way, a lucky break for the Panthers where what looked like a huge gain for West Ashley, putting them into the red zone, ends up being a turnover, and the Panthers are on offense once more. Shotgun set, 1 wide on either side. Read option kept by Hamilton, and he'll fall forward for a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd and 3. 9.5 left to go in the game.
And if honestly, momentum is right back with Carolina Forest, even after that interception. And Ethan Hamilton, if this team can just run off some clock, it'll be huge because they're still up by 2 scores.
Shotgun set, 1 wide on either side. They'll hand it off to Johnson. Johnson finds a lane and gets taken down at the 29-yard line, but that'll be enough for a Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest 1st down.
And again, run some clock.
Yep.
Get your offense a couple 1st downs. Even if you come away with only a field goal here, you're still up by 3 possessions at that point.
Yeah.
That any points here, basically, I'm not going to say put this game away, but it's going to be pretty hard for West Ashley to come back from 3 scores down at this point in the game.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. They'll hand it off to Johnson once again. Tries to find a lane. Gets out of a tackle and gets pushed forward to the 39-yard line, and they will say it's enough for another Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest 1st down.
His 20th carry on the night, and it's reminiscent of just it's so confusing because Khalil Johnson's not a big guy by any stretch of the imagination, but he's able to run through people like no one's business.
Shotgun set, 1 wide on either side. Hamilton takes a snap. He'll keep it himself and gets blown up in the backfield. And they will say he got back to the line, so it'll be a 2nd and 10.
It's almost reminiscent of a running back that you probably remember, but Doug Martin.
Oh yeah,
Doug Martin was not big by NFL standards. He wasn't big by NFL standards, but he was short and he had muscle, but he wasn't huge.
Yeah.
He was able to get through. His rookie season was absolutely amazing, and it's reminiscent of what I'm looking at with Khalil Johnson, the muscle hamster.
Former Tampa Bay Buck.
Yes. On the same team as the 30 for 30 Jameis Winston, who had 30 picks and 30 touchdowns.
Yes. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Speed option. Hamilton keeps it himself. He gets a lane, and he will go down the sideline and step out of bounds at the 49-yard line of West Ashley. That'll be enough for another Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest first down.
And just keep it moving. Although he ran out of bounds on that play, which
it
hurts because
I think it was more so because he didn't want to take a big hit.
And I respect that because you don't want to fight for extra yards and all of a sudden you fumble, and that would be huge.
Fumble or even worse, get injured.
Yeah.
They'll mark him down at the 48. Mark him out of bounds at the 48-yard line. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Hamilton motions over into the H-back position on the far side. Snap, hands it off to Johnson, and he gets pulled down. Great job by number 58, Davion Kennard, getting off of his blocker and taking down Johnson as he passed. Gain of 1, so it'll be 2nd and 9 with 7:15 left to go in the game.
And yeah, if he doesn't get Khalil Johnson down right there, I think
might have been gone.
He might not necessarily gone, but it's going for at least 7 to 10 yards. Yeah. Instead, it's 2nd and 9. 10 seconds on the. Now the refs are going to come in and intervene. They don't.
Yeah, I think the play clock.
No, they're switching the ball. I don't know what's going on with the ball.
Okay. So changing the ball out.
2nd and 9.
And now they will restart the clock with 7 minutes left to go in the game. Hamilton looking over to the sideline for a play. And they got to move because they put a 25-second clock on.
Yeah, they got
already
7
down
seconds
to
left.
10 seconds. 2 shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. They just get the snap off. Speed option. Hamilton gets walloped right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say he lost a yard, actually, and it'll be 3rd and 10.
Yeah, 22 carries for Khalil Johnson, probably a little bit more than I would like, but he's sitting at 83 yards rushing, so not efficient, but it's getting the job done in this one. Not quite the efficiency that we saw last week.
No, but that was also because he only carried it,
7
13?
times. Yeah, he only had 7 carries last
7
week.
carries. Yeah, so, shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Hamilton takes a snap, 3-step drop, looking down the far side of the field, and it is caught by Ober, and it'll be another Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest first down. And actually, that was Quavon Ward who made the catch. And
do I have to add another person to my? No, I don't. He already caught.
He did have a reception. He had one last week, I think.
Yeah.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. 5:40 left to go in the game.
And you just want to keep on chugging this clock off. And even if you give the ball back right now to West Ashley, there's no guarantee they get 2 possessions out of it.
They'll go shotgun set, 1 wide on either side. Hamilton takes the snap, hands it off to Fox. Fox gets pushed forward to the 30-yard line, and it'll be a gain of 6. Make it a 2nd and 2.
And outside of the interception, where I don't necessarily think Carolina Forest should have been throwing the ball anyway, Ethan Hamilton has thrown the ball very well tonight.
Yeah.
In any situation, he's thrown deep. He's thrown the slant route. He's thrown that right there was a hitch route that ran to the first down marker, so you got to hit him there. Just he's been good all over the place today.
Shotgun set, 1 wide on either side. Hamilton takes the snap, hands it. He does hand it off to Fox, and Fox gets waylaid at the line of scrimmage, and it'll be a 3rd and 6.
That would have been called roughing the passer in the NFL. Even though he wasn't a passer, that would have been called roughing the passer. But seriously, Jared Fox just had nowhere to go on that one.
No. So that'll make it a 3rd and 4 with 4:15 left to go in the game. And I think at this point, if the Panthers aren't able to score here and West Ashley is able to get a very quick drive, then they maybe have a chance. But
Even if you don't get a first down here, though, I think you might be at the edge of J.J. Chaddock's field goal range. And what would it hurt to try at this point?
Yeah.
As Carolina Forest is going to take a timeout.
So Carolina Forest takes a timeout with 3:50 left to go in the game. Up by 14. We'll take a quick break and come right back with the last few minutes of action here on the Carolina Forest Panther Football Network.
Comfort Dog Grooming Salon has been part of the Carolina Forest community pet grooming needs with quality and loving care for your pets for over 15 years. Large, medium, or small, they groom them all. They've always accepted new clients, and rebooking is easy. With 31 years experience with their staff, they're up to date on techniques and safety standards for all breeds, and the medical distance are no problem. They're active in your community with youth sports and lending a helping hand. Call them to be a part of the family with your furry friend. 843-903-4554 or at ComfortDogSalon.com. Or just stop by with your furry friend at 4006 Postal Way, Myrtle Beach.
3:50 left to go in the game with the Panthers up by 14, 28-14, trying to make their way to the lower state semifinals for the second year in a row.
Somerville scored one more time before half, missed the extra point. It's 34-7.
That's the third missed extra point for Somerville.
Yeah, 34-7 against Berkeley, though. So I don't think those extra points are going to matter.
Oh, no, but I'm saying for next week.
Yeah.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. Running the speed option is Hamilton. He thought about catching.
No, he pitched it out. It was a fumble.
And Khalil Johnson is not able to hang on to it, and Hamilton has to rush to fall on top of it, and that will be a loss of 7. And now it is 4th and 12 from the 48-yard line, and Hamilton. Oh, I thought for a second I thought I saw a player down for a second. I was worried there. But a timeout is called by West Ashley with 3:35 left to go in the game. And now I think you have to punt it away.
Okay, what would be the difference between punting it away? So, I don't think Ethan Hamilton is a very accurate punter.
Fair enough.
There's a chance that this ball just goes out. It goes into the end zone. So you're only getting a net of 20 yards. Not even 20 yards.
Yeah.
Why not let J.J. Chaddock just boot one, try to extend it to the three-possession game, and that way you lock it in for good?
The wind is not blowing nearly as much as it was earlier.
Yeah.
If it was blowing left to right,
maybe
towards that end zone, then I would say maybe you'd go for it. But
or do you just go for it and try to put this game away? Because at this point, if you go for it and get it, it's pretty much game over.
Yeah.
It'll be this play call right here will be interesting. It'll give us a little bit of insight into Mark Morris's mind.
3:35 left to go.
Okay,
in the game.
Is it just me, or is this a really quick moving game? I know it's started at 7, but it's only been 2 hours, and we're almost done with this game.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. They're gonna run an end around, and Finney Mahood tries to do something, but he gets nowhere and gets taken down in the backfield by a couple of Wildcats. And just like that, now West Ashley has the ball on their own 45-yard line to start the drive with 3.5 minutes left to go in the game.
What did I say earlier about coaches sometimes being too cute and
overthinking things?
Overthinking things.
Yeah.
I think if you're going to go for it there, you just let Ethan Hamilton try to throw a pass.
Throw a slant route or something.
Yeah. That was not what you want if you're a Panthers fan.
So now West Ashley, they need to do something quick on this drive if they want to. And
they're gonna just go.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. Play action, rolling out, and now taking himself. Not sure if that was supposed. It's a fumble, and the Panthers have it.
Oh, my goodness.
And, well, we're going to have to wait to see. It looked like the Panthers fell on it.
It did look.
Looks like there was a fumble on the play.
We'll have to wait to see what the official decision is. It looks like they're pointing towards Carolina Forest.
Both sides waiting anxiously.
And
Nope. West Ashley's going to say they kept it. Wow.
Okay.
It seemed like Carolina Forest just had it.
I thought I saw a Panther fall on it right as it fell out.
Yeah, Clearly not, though.
Yeah, apparently not. Or a West Ashley player
Kind of just stole it.
stole it in the pile. But either way, it'll be 2nd and 6 from the 49-yard line of West Ashley.
Problem is, clock's still running for West Ashley.
Yeah. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. High snap. They'll hand it off, trying to find a hole, and still on his feet, getting the first down and more is Brown. And he'll get taken down at the 43-yard line. Actually, that'll be Grant that makes the carry. 3 minutes left to go in the game.
43-yard line. First and 10.
Clock is now running after the clock stoppage on the first down, but it's 2:45 left to go, and West Ashley's in no hurry right now.
Shotgun set, 1 wide on either side. Snap, 1-step drop.
Double
Fake, double fake, and it is thrown over the head.
He threw it. It was a double move on the outside, and Jamari Davis bit hard on the double move, and it was just there. They're lucky that it was overthrown because he was naked.
Yeah, a great play call, but just the throw by Dunnian was off the mark by a mile.
Yeah,
2nd and 10.
I could have hit him. I could have hit him in the pocket.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Dunnian read option, keeps it himself and gets taken down at the 41-yard line. And that's not what you want if you're West Ashley, because the clock keeps on running, and it is now 3rd and 8.
Yeah, it's long down in the distance right now, and we know what happens to this Carolina Forest defense when they get long down in distance.
Yeah.
And on top of the fact, West Ashley's not in any type of hurry
Right now, which doesn't make any sense.
No.
And a timeout, I believe, is called.
Yeah, a referee timeout.
Oh, okay. And
yeah, there was a ref hunched over. I think he got knocked over or something.
okay, so clock starts running again. 2 minutes left to go in the game. Shotgun set, 3 wide on the far side. Dunnian takes a snap, 3-step drop, looking far side, and it is caught by number 17, Tyler Burnett, along the sideline, and he gets pushed out of bounds. So that will stop the clock at 1:54 left to go.
Now,
that was not a. Oh no, it is a first down.
It is a first down.
Yeah.
I know. This game just doesn't feel like a 2-possession game.
No, it doesn't.
This game feels like Carolina Forest dominated from end to end. But, I mean, West Ashley still is theoretically in this game.
Yeah. Shotgun set, 3 wide on the near side. 3-step drop. Throwing it down the middle of the field. It's caught. Still on his feet. Spinning out of a tackle. And finally being taken down at the 10-yard line is number 87, Ethan Ranu. And it is a 1st and goal now for West Ashley. A minute and a half left to go in the game, and West Ashley does not seem to be in much of a hurry, though.
No.
They got to go. Shotgun set, 3 wide on the far side. 3-step drop, getting pressure, still on his feet, rolling out and trying to take it himself, going into the end zone. And
short.
They're going to say he was inches short.
There's 2 flags on the play.
David Dunnian had to improvise there with the pressure on him by the Panthers front 3. And
there's a flag in the backfield and a flag that came in late on the play.
we'll have to wait to see what the call is on both flags. This may be offsetting. And what hurts West Ashley, if it's an offsetting penalty,
They get
is
that play comes back.
the play comes back, but the clock, the time still comes off of the clock.
Yeah. Refs are discussing for a long time, and they're going to keep it at the spot where it's at. So I don't know what happened.
It's going to be a holding on the Panthers.
I think face mask is.
Or
I
face
think
mask.
Face mask.
So it's just a face mask on the Panthers. So that'll keep the ball at the 1-yard line for West Ashley. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Dunnian looking over to the sideline for a play call. Clock starts running. High snap. Actually, another quarterback in, and they'll hand it off to number 33, Terry Grant, and he'll just carry it into the end zone. The big body back for West Ashley just takes it into the end zone for the touchdown, and with 57.2 seconds left to go in the game, now it's a one-possession game. But West Ashley only has, well, according to
they should have 2, but the scoreboard operator is something else.
And it looks like they're going to go for 2. No, excuse me. Okay. I thought for a second I saw another formation, but they kick the extra point, and it goes in. So with 57.2 seconds left to go in the game, it's a one-possession game here. But with only, it says 3 timeouts, but I believe West Ashley did call a timeout. So with only 2 timeouts left, you have to go for the onside kick here.
You have to go for the onside kick, and on top of that, you said the score looked familiar earlier. I was like, I'm not worried yet. Yeah. This offense has done absolutely nothing in the second half.
Yeah.
That is not good.
That's not good, especially moving ahead to next week.
Especially when Mark Morris is calling a play that is a end around for Finney and Mahood. Mm-hmm. That's where we're at, and that just doesn't make any sense to me, especially if you want to go for it on 4th down.
And it looks like they are going to set up for the onside kick. Now, this is the game right here.
It's the game, and onside kicks don't go over very well in the NFL.
No.
But in high school level, where you don't have as sure hands, it's a lot different at a high school level.
Here we go. Jacob Adams gets the ball teed up. Has the ball lying flat on the ground. And the onside kick is up, and
I can't
wait
for
the call. Waiting for the official call.
It spun around.
It did spin around.
It did exactly what he wanted it to do.
And we'll have to wait
West
for the
Ashley
call. West Ashley gets it, and they have the ball in Carolina Forest territory with 55.2 seconds left to go.
Wow. That is crazy.
But we talked about it. The defense, they've given up some touchdowns, but for the most part, they've played well.
Yeah.
All you need is a stop.
Yeah.
It's not like you need to do anything crazy. They'll mark the ball on the 50. So West Ashley has to go exactly half the field to tie this game up.
Good news is they don't have enough time to just run the ball out.
No.
They have to throw the ball here, where Carolina Forest has been good.
Shotgun set, 3 wide on the near side. High snap, 3-step drop, looking down the near side sideline, and it's caught.
But the clock should continue to move.
Yeah,
That's not a first down.
I've noticed that Chris Doloff is now at quarterback. He may be a better thrower than David Dunnian.
West Ashley's going to call a timeout.
Yeah,
here.
West Ashley is forced to call a timeout. That's their second.
Now they have 1 left, yeah.
With 41.5 seconds left to go in the game.
And like you said, all you need is a stop. You don't need enough time for the offense to get the ball back, because all they're going to do is take a knee.
Exactly.
So you can get a stop here, all of a sudden it's over. Now, the bad part about it is if they get 1 yard here, they get the clock stopped, and they can call another play. Which, if I'm West Ashley's coach, I'm saying I'm setting up 2 plays.
And 2, the ball's on the 42-yard line.
So it'll be 2nd and 1. Doloff out there once again. Shotgun set, 3 wide on the far side. The black hole gets loud. Doloff takes the snap, 3-step drop, pressure on him, throws it up, and it is caught. No, it's incomplete.
He didn't have it, yeah.
He had it at first, but a great job by the Panthers secondary. Lavelle Minus had the ball in his hands, but the Panthers were able to pry it out.
Good news for West Ashley, that stops the clock.
That does stop the clock. It would stop the clock either way, because if he would have hung on to it, it would have been first down.
Only momentarily.
Well,
though.
yes.
I think they would rather have the yardage, though.
Yeah, exactly. 3rd and 1. Shotgun set, 3 wide on the far side. Panther faithful gang loud. 3-step drop, gang pressure. Doloff has to step up into the pocket. He'll get the first down and more. He's got some space, still on his feet, and finally gets taken down at the 18-yard line. They're in the red zone with 25.1 seconds left to go in the game.
Clock stops momentarily, still 25 seconds left. Clock starting to move again, 20 seconds left. West Ashley
has to get things going. Shotgun set, 3 wide on the far side, and he just clocks it with 16.6 seconds left to go in the game. And this is not good for the Panthers if they're able to hang on to this game, because this reminds me of those 3 losses.
Yeah.
Where you had an early lead, looked like the game was in hand, and you just let it fall apart.
Yeah, but this second half has just felt really, really weird.
It has.
Carolina Forest they held the ball for a while, then a weird end-around play. It comes down to the 2 play calls. The play call to pass it on 4th and 1, and then the play call to do an end-around from 4th and 20 from what could be J.J. Chaddock's field goal range.
Yeah. Or at least right on the edge of it.
At least right on the edge of it.
Shotgun set, 3 wide on the far side. And a whistle is blown. Delay of game is called on West Ashley.
Yep. Moves them back 5 yards.
So that's a lucky break for the Panthers, as now it makes it a 2nd and 15.
If this game ends up going the opposite way of Carolina Forest, those are the 2 plays that I just mentioned will be the 2 that I look for all summer long.
Shotgun set, 3 wide on the far side, throwing it deep, and it is
caught inbounds.
Oh no!
Caught it inbounds though.
It's caught inbounds by Terry Burnett, and the clock is still running, and West Ashley is forced to take their final timeout with 8.1 seconds left to go.
3rd and 11. If I'm Mark Morris,
this is the game right here.
Well, you got to guard the out of bounds as well as the first down sticks, because either way, if you can get them in bounds, that ends the game.
Well, here's the thing: you have to guard 3 things. You have to guard the outside, the
boundary,
the boundary with your corners. Then your safeties have to both protect the first down and the end zone.
Yeah.
Because they could just try to throw it into the end zone. Because you could essentially just have 2 attempts at the end zone right here.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'd be doing if I was West Ashley.
They also can get a first down, though, which would stop the clock, too. And I think
But
West
especially in high school, do you have enough time to get up?
If the clock stops, I think you do. If the clock can stop momentarily, I think you do.
This is pretty much the game right here. Shotgun set, 2 wide on either side. Snap. 1-step drop, looking into the end zone.
Pass interference. How is that not pass interference?
And they're going to call it a touchdown.
How is that not pass interference?
I agree.
How is that not pass interference? That's offensive pass interference. There it is!
And the flag finally comes out. It was caught by Bristol Bygenzon in the end zone, and the penalty flag finally comes out.
That was clearly offensive pass interference. That's textbook pass interference. They wanted to make it dramatic.
They wanted to make the Carolina Forest fans sweat a bit.
God. There is still time on the clock, though.
Yeah, there's still 2.6 seconds left to go in the game.
That was clear pass interference.
So there should be some time left on the clock. And, yeah, it's a pass interference on West Ashley.
That was probably, if they hadn't called that, that's probably the worst call in the history that I've ever seen. Yeah. That's worse than the St. Louis Saints game a couple years back on the best defensive pass interference.
Did you say St. Louis Saints?
Yeah, they were in no, St. Louis.
Okay.
St. Louis
I get it.
They were in St. Louis at the time, I think.
Oh.
You
were right. That was the last year in St. Louis.
Either way, though.
Yeah. So this is the game. 2.6 seconds left to go. Shotgun set. 2 wide on either side. Ball is on the 33-yard line, and Carolina Forest uses their final timeout to make sure they have everything prepared for this final play.
We got basically a play left.
This game is a lot closer than it should be. Let's just play it.
Well, it doesn't even feel this close. Like it doesn't feel like it's a one-possession game. It's just the Carolina Forest. Again, I will come back to those 2 plays.
Yeah.
If this game somehow goes the other way, it will be with the 2 plays that I point to all spring and summer long.
Yeah.
The fact that they ran an end around on 4th and 12 and decided to throw the ball with Ethan Hamilton on a 4th and 1.
Yeah.
Those 2 plays are absolutely atrocious play calls if I'm a CF fan.
Now is the time to do it. The stadium will be closing after the game, so make sure you call for your ride.
This is the game right here. 2.6 seconds left to go.
No defensive penalties either.
You can't have a defensive pass interference. This can't be like Sockesty a few years ago.
Yeah, where they got a whole bunch of defensive penalties.
Where it gives the Wildcats a chance on the goal line. Black hole getting loud. Shotgun set 3 wide on the far side.
There's a flag.
And a whistle is blown. I believe this is going to be a full start.
It's on count. It's 12 men, I think.
Yeah. 12 men on the field on Carolina Forest, so they'll give West Ashley a few fewer yards to have to contend with.
That costs the Panthers 5.
That'll push the ball up to the 27-yard line. Make it the 28.
All right, here we go.
All right.
And here we go. Shotgun set, 3 wide on the far side. Snap. Stepping up, throwing it into the end zone. And it is incomplete. And the Panthers survive in advance.
What a thriller here.
The Panthers survive a close call.
Big hand for your Panthers.
And they advance to the lower state semifinals, where they will face the winner of Somerville versus Berkeley. Do we have a...
It's well in the hands of Somerville, I can tell you that. 34-7, they just kicked off the third quarter about 3 minutes ago.
So barring a crazy...
Well, I mean, we just saw
a crazy comeback in this one, almost a miracle for West Ashley. So barring something crazy for Berkeley, we will have the rematch of the century next week, where presumably Somerville will be coming back to the Black Hole to face Carolina Forest, who they just barely squeaked out a win in week 2 of the season, 33-26.
This was a rough one.
Yeah.
Especially that second half was absolutely rough for this Carolina Forest offense, but again, I think it comes more down to play calling than actual personnel and how they played in the second half. They were moving the ball on 2 of those drives and weird play calls through the Panthers' back. So I'm not taking a whole bunch of that, and I'm taking it with a grain of salt, if you will, in that second half. But I mean, you play the games, you win the game. A win is a win here in high school. You're not worried about AP poll or it's the playoffs. You win the game, you can move on.
Exactly.
I'm not worried about it until next week.
Yeah. But next week is going to be the big test. Presumably, Somerville will be traveling back here to the Black Hole to face off against the Panthers once again in the lower state semifinals. We'll have an update for you guys once that goes final on Twitter. But once again, Panthers survive a scare and move on to the lower state semifinals, beating West Ashley 28-21. For Preston Payne, I'm Brandon Biskobing saying so long. We'll talk to you guys next week. Once again, final score 28-21. Panthers survive in advance. So long, everyone.